everybody. Welcome to the newest installment of the Future Whales podcast here. Everybody on this is from the Sigma Alliance Network.
Hi.
We're part of... Yeah. First up, we go around on our rowdy round table here. First up here, we have Sith from Alpha.
Hey, guys.
Mighty Glens from Kai.
Hello.
Now, I should say there's some dispute of the pronunciation between Kai and Kai. I by Kai, others say differently. Then there's Face 66 from Gamma.
Hi.
Spragsy Jr. from Zeta.
Hi.
And then finally, Valen from Sithboards.
Hey, what's up?
Now, eventually here we're going to be joined from Thane Carell, who I don't even know where Thane's at now. I think he's in Omicron or something like that over on the Alliance, but he bounces a bit, so, you know.
Well, we should ask him.
Yeah, we'll ask him when he gets here to
I
see
know
where
he
the
did
hell
at one point have an ult in one of the lower guilds in Sigma. Maybe that's not a thing anymore, I don't know.
Alright, so hopefully he can come in here. Yeah, so we have a bunch of stuff to talk about today, but I think the big thrust of this is going to be on dark side territory battles.
Oh, yeah.
The inevitable nightmare that's going to be.
Dude, I'm just waiting for that for the Rise of the Bounty Hunters. They're gonna have like a Rogue One type mission, where instead of just Rogue One requirements, it's gonna be Bounty Hunter requirements.
I don't see that happening, even on a dark side territory battle.
Yeah, logically, it's probably gonna be I don't know, maybe Imperial Troopers as one.
What I was gonna say is that it could be bounty hunters are loosely related to the Empire, as
Yeah,
they did do a lot
that's
of
true.
tasks for the Empire, so it could be some kind of special mission.
Hopefully, I just want them to use them. I just want to use them. That's it.
But I'd imagine it wouldn't be all of the bounty hunters. It would be like Boba
Yeah.
Fett and then a few of the obscure ones, like maybe Greedo.
That's how we finally get Django Fett.
Oh yeah, dude! Imagine if this is like plot twist. It's just centered around like the Empire Strikes Back or something, and boom, we get a bunch of bounty hunters.
Yeah, you need Bosk. Bosk needs to finally come in.
I think it'll be significantly more boring than that. You'll probably get Snow Trooper ops, and the
It's gonna be the reverse of Hoth or something like that.
Yeah.
With as little effort as possible.
yeah.
What I really wanted to see is the droid, the Imperial droid from territory battles.
The probe droid.
Yeah.
That would be my big get.
I think like a really big plot twist would be some sort of Clone Wars battle.
The best thing they could do for that, since they're doing Night Sisters, is they could do the battle. They could do the Battle of Dathomir, where the Separatists attack Dathomir.
Yeah, well, that's not really dark side
to
versus
kill
light
Talzin.
side. That's more of dark side versus dark side, and I don't think they'd do something like that.
I don't know. I mean, anything's possible.
Dude, the dark side
true.
dark fight each other, man.
Well, the thing is, Talzin is, an enemy of Palpatine, so that's kind of the deal with that.
Yeah.
But equally, they wouldn't have to let us use all dark side characters on some of the battles. It could be, limited to specific factions, but we just had sort of 3 or 4 that we could use rather than rebels and light side.
Get out of here, rebel scum.
Most likely, it's going to be an Empire.
Yeah,
battle.
probably.
I think we could agree that it's going to be Empire, just because there's not a faction that has as many
Exactly.
characters.
There's not such an extent. Like Rebels is by far like the main focus of the game, but if there was to be anything else, it would definitely have to be Empire.
I think there are 34 or 35 rebels and then 17 or 18 Empire characters, so they're still way behind, but definitely
Close in, yeah.
Well, most likely they're going to do Commander Luke style battle with Thrawn, I would say.
Oh yeah. I could see that happening actually.
And then they're going to do an Imperial Troopers special mission and a Empire special mission type thing that requires Empire, just any Empire, and then possibly a Sith one. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know if I could see Sith happening though. I mean, I definitely see Imperial Troopers, but I don't know about Sith.
I could see a Vader mission. Like, I think with Vader being an achievement reward, and not as easy to get the 7 stars others unless you're grinding them out from Fleet Store, Vader could easily be one of the characters, especially in Stage 6.
too many people have Vader though. It's for a new player like you, it may seem that he's quite hard to get, but
Right.
realistically,
Yeah, he's pretty
everyone
easy.
gets him. He's fairly efficient and fast to get if you buy him from the fleet store.
And he's also the most popular Zeta by a long shot.
Yeah, but I
My
feel like that's falling off towards R2's number crunch.
Well, my question is, do you think we're going to get an Empire rework with the Empire territory
I
battle? Since I feel like there's a lot
honestly
of
doubt
characters
it.
that need it.
I
You
feel
think- you
like
don't
I
think-
feel like Emperor Palpatine needs a huge buff. He's kind of he's pretty bad right now.
Palpatine needs a Zeta more than anybody else, like except
Yeah,
for Grievous.
Okay, Commander Luke has 3 Zetas. Palpatine has none. I love how that
Yeah.
works.
I think the best rework we could see is a synergy between Royal Guard and Palpatine, along with Palpatine Zetas. A rework of Darth Vader, since they made him crappy when Commander Luke came into the game.
Yep.
And that would be, and then they could rework some of the troopers because they're kind of crappy, like Magma Trooper.
Yeah, pretty much only has his usefulness in like Rancor, maybe if you don't have Tarkin.
He's pretty bad. I always liked how they call him Jerry on Shattered Order because he's just like this guy that's just so bad at his job that it's like, Jerry, what are you doing? And that's Magma Trooper in a nutshell.
Yep, I'd have to agree. But the thing is, they just reworked Empire. Like, I don't see them doing another rework immediately,
Well,
pretty much.
That brings up the question: when is this going to happen? Because they said next few months. So, do you think it's going to happen before the end of the year or next?
I can kind of see them trying to do this around Christmas, as stupid as it'd be. It'd be a really bad Christmas present.
Well, it'd kind of be annoying because we went for so long where we had virtually no content for them to kind of then cram it all in a time when it was a bit too much when they didn't need to do it. That would be frustrating for me. But at the same time, it's always nice to get
Now,
new stuff.
I think it's more likely we're going to see the guild thing in Christmas than a new territory battle. Honestly, I feel like the new territory battle will be next year because they know it would just make everyone angry adding a dark side in so close to when they just added the light side in.
Well, especially if they want to do some stuff surrounding the movie.
Exactly.
The only way we would see a territory battle based around the dark side coming back near Christmas would be if it was First Order based. But they'd
But
have
see,
to bring
they
a lot
already-
of characters in.
They already confirmed that the guild versus guild is a first order and
Yeah, Jakku, isn't
resistance
it?
fight in Jakku. Well, it
Yeah.
sort of works to be Empire and First Order. So it sort of works to be both in a way, because that was
Yeah.
the last battle of the Empire before they became a First Order.
Yeah.
You see, the problem if they're going to do dark side territory battles is like they need whole teams, and I think if they did, like if they brought like a whole team for Inferno Squad, you could have that dual tagged Empire and First Order, and then you would need like another full team of like Knights of Ren.
I
And
think Night Sisters, honestly, I feel like Night Sisters is going to be that team.
They'll
But to
definitely
be
bring
really
in some Inferno Squad characters as well.
but here's my thing: do you really think the Night Sisters are going to be anything more than Ewoks?
Yes.
Like I see them being the dark side version of the Ewoks.
I disagree entirely. Now, have you seen the Clone Wars? Have you seen Night Mother Talzin on the Clone Wars?
Not really. No,
She's,
I never
she's
really
so
watched-
in the canon, she is as powerful, if not more powerful, than Palpatine.
I would.
That's
Eh.
the canon.
She's,
It was stated in the book, in the comic book, Darth Maul, son of Dathomir, that Palpatine was afraid of Night Mother Talzin because of how powerful she was.
Oh, fine. I
And
think
he
she's very
needed-
powerful on her own, but she doesn't seem to have very much influence. Like she's very powerful, and she doesn't. She seems to be able to almost elude death and move around in that sense, but she couldn't do anything to stop all the Night Sisters being massacred.
Well, that's because Palpatine basically brought in Count Dooku, General Grievous, and himself, and they were overpowered by the sheer volume of. But Night Mother Talzin had enough power to take control of Count Dooku's mind and make him fight against Palpatine.
Oh yeah,
So
she's definitely very powerful.
it's quite strong character, and I feel like it could be a Nihilus level character.
We
in my opinion.
what I don't understand is we get Talia, a character who I didn't even know existed until this game came out, and I was like, oh, hey, look, who's this Night Sister? Oh, then I saw her in the Clone Wars. That's who she is. Over Talzin, like that's what I don't
Yeah.
get.
Yeah,
we get
Talzin-
we just get certain characters that I don't think we should have.
Do you think we should have Talzin or not?
Oh, I definitely think we should have Talzin. I don't think we should have had Talia though, because I didn't even know Talia had a name. I just saw, oh look, there's another Night Sister like all the others.
Yeah.
Here's the fake character they give you at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, pretty much.
I feel like if they were smart, they would, and they're not going to do this, but if they were smart, they would bring in Night Mother Talzin, the Darth Maul that was resurrected by Night Mother Talzin,
With the
and
spider
then
legs.
and then a new Asajj Ventress.
I think they need to get either get a new Asajj Ventress or the current Asajj and give her the bounty hunter tag, because she was a pretty like her bounty hunter little stint was a pretty big part of the Clone Wars, honestly. Well,
yeah, but that was after she
yeah,
sort of
yeah.
Didn't she?
had the-
I mean, I'm so like out of the Clone Wars that I shouldn't even contribute to this. But wasn't it just like for a couple things that she did? It's like
Well,
how
she-
they made Ahsoka like snips a Night Sister for something, and it was like one episode of the Clone Wars that she dabbled with that.
Yeah, I don't know why they did that in the game. Honestly, it makes no sense.
It makes no
but-
sense at all. Yeah.
Or because they didn't have enough characters at the time, wasn't it?
Yeah, probably.
Probably the most powerful character, all things considered.
But no, you're
But hey,
right.
what's that?
I was gonna say you're right about Asajj. I think a new version of Asajj could be a Night Sister / bounty hunter one, wearing a different costume.
Yeah, like there were multiple, like I think there were 2 or 3 times where, in the Clone Wars, where she pretty much she did some sort of bounty, and then she just took all the rewards, ditching everyone else who helped her or whatever.
Well, not only that, there's the Dark Disciple book where she, meets up with Quinlan Voss, and that's a canon novel.
Yeah.
And they do stuff together.
They have
as well.
such awesome characters that aren't part of any of the movies or TV shows that they just don't bother to include in this game. Like, I really wish they would, though.
And something else they can do. Another character that is related to Ventress is Darkseid Barriss.
Yeah,
Yeah,
big
I
time.
don't. What could they make of her though? Like, what would her kit be?
Yeah, the
Because
thing
she
about
didn't
the
change
thing about Dark Varys is she pretty much just appeared. She became Darkseid, and then that was it. Like, then the series ended almost directly after that.
No, I know, but it'd still be cool.
It would
They
be
can
cool,
make
but like I think it's
In
I think
canon-
it's unneeded. Kind of like having 4 Hans. It's still kind of unneeded.
In canon, she was like in jail, and then Order 66 happened, and she would have been murdered.
Yep.
Right then and there.
Like
So-
there's not much time for her to make an effect on the series.
By the way, Palpatine has no space for Zeta, so he'd actually need to be reworked.
You don't think they could put a Zeta on his?
I think his
traveling
kit
around?
is a 100% obsolete right now.
Yeah, but they even with the reworks, they often don't put Zetas over Omegas.
I was gonna have some fun while you were muted, just so you couldn't disagree with anything. I could talk about how midichlorians suck and how it's just an undisputed fact that they blow. It's a low point.
Actually, I don't think we can hear him anymore.
Oh no, they.
The midichlorians are going to come back with Ray after that trailer. It's a
think-
guarantee. Guarantee
think
it's
they're
coming
gonna-
back.
I don't think they're gonna mention metachlorians, but I think they will like allude to it.
Yes, I agree.
Like, they're not allowed to say the name, but they're
Yes.
including it.
We don't speak of those here.
Because the director of the next film is
Is
like
a
a massive
Pretty
of
big
the
fan of the prequels.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah,
I
big prequels.
did not mind the prequels that much. They weren't
I
as
like
bad
them.
as I feel like people, said they were. And there's a lot of
They give
characters
us
in there that should be included in the game, but no, people just want more rebels.
They gave us more of Palpatine, and I love the development of his character.
I feel like somebody here is gonna say that there's some bounty hunter from the Phantom Menace that needs to be in the game, like Jango Fett maybe.
Well, we need what I was saying before the podcast started. We need to add in the bounty hunters from the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Because they are amazing.
There were pretty much 2 big groups in the Clone Wars. There was like the Jedi following Anakin and that, but then a pretty big part of the Clone Wars was just following bounty hunters and what they did.
There's quite a few bounty hunter arcs, and honestly, when I first started the game, and they added Cad Bane in, I went crazy for Cad Bane, and then I regret it now.
Yeah,
because
like
I'm
even
okay,
I
so
run a full bounty hunter squad in Arena, yet I don't even use Cad Bane.
It's sad. He's awesome.
I honestly will say that I think Cad Bane visually is one of the coolest characters.
By far,
Oh yeah.
by
He's
far.
great. They had planned to make an arc of him and Boba Fett facing off, and like.
Yeah,
that's how
I
he
saw
died.
that. I saw that. That's how Cad
Yeah.
dies and Boba gets the big dent in his helmet. I feel like if they actually expanded on that, like they have such a, I don't know, they have such rich potential, but they just refuse to really expand into other areas of the
I
universe.
don't know, man. Dave Filoni was just made the director of like a s- he's not just working on one show; he's working on multiple projects.
He's like ahead of all of TV for Lucasfilm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I feel like
exactly.
just on that note, I really feel like the next Star Wars series, now that Rebels is going to be ending soon, I really feel like what they're doing with the movie is they're going to try to allude to a lot of Old Republic stuff, and the next series is going
Yeah,
to be a really far throwback.
you got me. So I'm hooked right there. Like when you start talking Old Republic, I get hooked. That's a time before midichlorians.
The discovery
Just trying
of
to
them.
push,
Not
just
that.
trying to push things buttons.
Seems like the discovery of metachlorians, may like. No, you know what I think they're doing though. I think they're going before the Old Republic. Honestly, I think
There's
they're
nothing
going back
before
to
the
a
Old
time-
Republic. That's a lie.
Yeah. Well, they're doing the whole book.
Yeah, but I feel like the
and-
problem is something like that's gonna happen. Yet, what I feel like CG is gonna do is they're not really gonna capitalize on that. Haha, get the pun there. But if they capitalized off something like that, and they added characters from the Old Republic, or kind of discrete characters, but still important characters, like not for Han
Talk about
Solos.
this.
Well, I could see them doing 4 Carthanassi, I
Who's
guess.
that?
You would,
I don't even know who that is.
I would just
He
love
was
to see Revan.
Yes, why not Revan? He is one of the most loved characters in the Star Wars universe.
Has
He could be
CG
light
ever?
side and dark side and have alternating kit.
Yep.
Has,
Yeah.
But what we said earlier about making a TV show about the Old Republic, I think they're probably waiting until to see what Lucasfilm does with the Old Republic to
Yeah.
pull the trigger on them.
That's what I feel. If you see like all the theories about Luke being obsessed about that Book of Wills and how he has it in
Well,
his
the reason-
bookshelf, and I really feel like they're gonna make a lot of, and including the Rogue One, they had a bunch of references towards the Old Republic in Rogue One.
and the Wills.
Remind
You
me
know-
what they referenced in Rogue One.
One of the things was the ships, the Corvette ships that are kind of pretty much made to ram into stuff. Were referenced back to the Old Republic. There were just a lot of things that they weren't really obvious. They were almost like Easter eggs, but I feel like they're gonna do the same thing with The Last Jedi, and then go full out with an Old Republic series, which would be amazing in my opinion.
I don't think it's going to be Old Republic, honestly. And the reason I say this is because I think they're going back further than that. Because the Old Republic still used holocrons, okay? We're going back to a time before holocrons when they used books. That's kind of a big deal, I think. And that's something that I don't think a lot of people are talking about, the fact that this is a book. When was the last time we saw a book in Star Wars?
Well, it sort of kind of reminds me of hipsters and vinyl. You know how they'd be like, "What's like, feel it in my
I
hands."
mean, I mean that's one thing you could call it.
Yeah, they're like hipster Jedis. They're like, it's just good to just kind of run your fingers through these pages.
See, I think this is before the Jedi, even, honestly, in my
Well,
opinion.
in
I agree. I feel like they're gonna go back to
Lucas's-
the origin.
Lucas's very initial idea was the Wills were kind of the ones telling the story of Star
Yep,
Wars.
kind of like narrators.
Yeah, but
watching
It's
everything.
kind of changed a little bit now because we saw a little bit of that with Yoda, I think, in
The Clone Wars, yep. We met
So-
the Wills.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, could you guys help me out here, because I've seen Rogue One quite a few times, and what were the references to the Old Republic in Rogue One? I kind of
Well, the Guardians of the Wills, Chirrut and Baze.
Yep.
They were the Guardians of the Wills.
okay.
And you also had, some Old Republic ships just kind of off frame, like out of frame that you could sort of half see.
Also,
as well.
just a quick button right here. Kylo Ren's saber, the design of it was like an intentional design back in the Old Republic days.
Yeah, that's true. I knew that much. Yeah.
When they connected that in the Rebels, they connected it to the Old Republic in Rebels by, finding a crossguard lightsaber in an ancient Sith temple
Okay.
on
I
Moraband.
also saw a ship in Rebels that was from the Old Republic as well.
Like the Old Republic has been. I mean, like if you look back in the original trilogy and the prequels and all that, you don't see much. Even like the Clone Wars series, you don't see much reference to the Old Republic. And then recently, they've just been popping up everywhere. So I really feel like they're taking either they're just going back in time far. That's all I know.
Well, the
What about the
Mandalorian.
dark saber? The dark saber.
Oh, yeah, the
Mandalorian
yeah,
Wars.
true.
Yeah.
And I think it has enough of a footprint in the game that it's not gonna. I mean, you have HK, you have Nihilus, you have. I like to think of Coruscant Underworld Police as
That's
a big
the
one.
why
No,
why
he was
is
in Clone
H
Wars.
yeah, of course Honorable Police was in Clone Wars, but why do they have HK-47 in the game and not Revan?
Exactly.
So this is a serious question of mine.
Yeah, yeah.
Do they have a rule that they can only use characters that are okayed by Lucasfilm?
Yeah, I think
Or are they
they're
allowed
only
to
using
use
canon
anything they want?
characters.
But
Well, I don't think that like HK-47. I think that's the one that really puzzles me more than Nihilus, even because he was such a peripheral character in the video game.
Yeah, Nihilus was I don't know. Nihilus was still a pretty influential character. Like, he was extremely influential in the Star Wars universe.
was he in SWOTOR?
Yes, the second one, I believe.
Yeah.
No,
Second
no, no,
one.
SWOTOR, the MMO.
Oh, the MMO.
I
don't
never
know.
played. I hate to say
Because-
that.
Because the other two were that came with him. And this is why I'm wondering if they're only using characters that have appeared in that. Because that is still around, and that is still kind of in
Really?
in
That's-
sort of
that's
I don't
still
know
a
if it's canon
thing?
or not.
So they're
Yeah,
using
it's
from
just-
that. There's a lot of characters from that MMO that would be great in this game, like the twin brothers.
Yeah, they could do a lot of Sith from that game. That's why I'm saying, like, are they only
need-
using characters from that?
You know what they're gonna do? You know what they're actually gonna do? They're gonna find some way to take characters from that game and give them a Rebel tag.
Yeah, like Revan.
Revan's gonna get a. It's gonna be. There's not gonna be. It's not gonna be Dark Side Revan. It's gonna be Rebel Revan.
Yeah, they'll say he's a rebel. You mean he blew up a planet?
You rebelled.
Rebel.
You rebelled.
The first Rebel,
Oh snap!
original Rebel.
Explosion.
You thought that Starkiller was the founder?
Nope. It was Revan somehow.
No, but that's just something else. So no, I probably let's rope it back because I
Yeah,
love
we
that
went off on a pretty big tangent there.
Yeah.
Yeah, went from like Dark Side territory battles
To Revan.
Bounty.
Revan being the original Rebel.
Revan. No, but the one thing I'd like to just kind of like maybe open it up to is like just prepping for Dark Side territory battles. How many good to great Dark Side leaders can we think of? To lead
See,
teams?
I'm gonna say I know this is insanely biased. I'm gonna say Boba Fett.
No, I would agree. Actually, if you combine him with Thrawn, that could be a really cool thing. But
I feel like
Well,
Boba Fett is kind of a really good catch-all leadership, kind of like how, say, Rex is, because it's extremely universal. Who doesn't want 50% crit damage and 10% crit chance? Like, that works on a lot of teams. But the thing is, the dark side actually has a lot of good specialized leaders if you look around.
so there's a team that I think is going to be amazing in Dark Side territory battles that nobody's really talking about or using right now.
What's that?
Bounty
and it's a
hunters.
Krennic. Krennic. No, it's a Krennic lead. If you combine Krennic's lead with Thrawn, with like
Yes.
a Zeta Thrawn,
I agree.
it's amazing. It's
Because
just
with
insanely amazing.
Krennic's lead, every time I believe it's a debuffed enemy gets critically hit, they suffer ability block, and
Exactly.
with
and then
Thrawn
Thrawn's
consistently
stunned.
counterattacking, everyone on the enemy team stunned consistently.
Exactly. And then you combine that with Death Trooper dazing and stunning.
Krennic and Death Trooper go hand in hand.
And,
What about
and
Zeta?
well, that's what no, Nihilus is a separate team. So I would not put Nihilus on this team because I think you need him for a Sith team. The second team that's going to be great for territory battles is going to be a Nihilus-led Sith team, in my opinion. Because
All I'm saying
you
is
know, they're
Dooku under a
gonna keep
Nihilus lead is the most invincible character I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, he's very annoying.
He's pretty killable in arena, but
Yes, but I
It
mean
is
for
an-
the AI to do within a PvE battle.
yeah.
But his
So you jack
animation
him
is
up with
so
speed?
structured.
What's that thing?
In R2.
I was just saying, especially if you get him to go super fast, like if you just
Yeah.
not.
But the dark side team that I was talking about, though, it was mainly going to be Krennic, Death Trooper, with Thrawn, Shore Trooper, and then honestly, I haven't decided who the fifth one is for the Empire. It's got to be an Empire character. You got to put an Empire character in there. Probably a
Oh,
great
Tarkin?
choice would be Tarkin.
Yeah, I was gonna
Tarkin
say
would be a great
Tarkin.
choice for that, or Darth Vader. Tarkin or Darth Vader, both. No, because Darth Vader does ability block. On his
Yeah,
basic.
but with why would you want ability block on your basic when you could have Tarkin? Like for example, you get Tarkin insanely fast under a Krennic lead. So first turn, Tarkin can go apply all of his debuffs. Which, assuming it's an Imperial territory battle, the enemies are all going to be rebels, so none of the effects are resistible. And then he comes in immediately afterward with an AOE that applies ability block to everyone.
Yeah. I would say Tarkin is a good choice. Yeah, you're right.
Wouldn't you want to use Tarkin as the lead for another squad?
No, I would do. So the second squad, like I said, would be a Sith team, led by Nihilus.
And then
Which I think Sith Trooper is going to be key, by the way, for this.
I love Sith
yeah,
Troopers,
so
I'd
instead
agree.
of focusing on more of like a high damage team, more of a insane like survivability.
Yeah, I would go. So here's what I would do. I would put the Darth Maul with him and Death Trooper with him, or sorry, not Death Trooper, Sith Trooper, and then perhaps not Palpatine, Darth Sidious, and a Sith assassin.
Yeah, I'd say
That would
maybe
be-
like Nihilus, because he's Nihilus, of course, and you need him.
That's the leader,
Yeah, Sith Trooper, he's pretty good under Nihilus with the counterattacking.
Yep. And protecting the whole team and healing himself as
Yep.
he's counterattacking.
I feel like Sith Assassin's kind of essential on any Sith team, honestly. Savage, he can kind of be a monster.
Yeah, but he's kind of slow and doesn't do a ton of damage. I would much rather put, an AOE character in there for the.
Yeah, I feel like
Palpatine.
I feel like Sidious could do some damage into that team.
Yeah, Sidious. That's what I meant. Sidious. Yeah.
Yeah. I still don't know about. I feel like Palpatine is outshined in a lot of parts of the game right now.
I feel like Palpatine is a. Here's the thing about Palpatine, is actually he would work really good on the Krennic squad I just talked about, because he could prevent tanks from taunting, right? Certain tanks in this game don't ignore ability block for some reason, like Obi-Wan, for instance. He ignores ability block. So Palpatine is kind of essential for those kind of tanks on that team that ignore ability block.
Well, I feel like just on the subject of ability block in general, I don't feel like that's that's a reliable way to counter a tank, because lots of tanks are auto taunters nowadays.
Yeah, you're right. Unless you're doing, a Thrawn, and you're stunning. Like, that's the only thing where it works. in my
Well,
opinion.
this is going to be weird, but it occurs to me, and the reason why I asked the question about leaders was that I was thinking that there are a lot of leaders. In fact, there's probably a higher
There
leaders.
are a lot of leaders. There's not very many good leaders.
Well, here's the thing: is this is what I think. I think Krennic,
Krennic and
Palpatine-
Thrawn are really good leaders.
but I would put Thrawn on Krennic's team, so that would invalidate him as a leader for me.
Yeah, but I mean, I think they're both great. You could use them on. I mean, I can think of probably a dozen great teams you could run with those guys.
But yeah, I mean, I would do Krennic, Palpatine, and Nihilus. Those would be my three leaders, because Palpatine as a leader, he gives all dark side characters healing. They heal themselves. So right there, then and
Well,
there,
no,
that's
he
a,
gives all Sith allies healing, actually.
I thought it was.
No, he gives Sith allies healing, and he gives Empire allies turn meter gain.
Okay.
That's the only problem I have with him. I feel like he has potential for slightly like you don't need to rework his kit that much. Give him slight changes to abilities, maybe a Zeta or two.
He needs Zetas more than anybody. I mean, it's bad.
It's
Like, the game just
Palpatine. Come on.
fast.
Like Palpatine is like the proprietor of the whole entire Star. Like he pretty much makes Star Wars happen. Without him,
Yeah,
the whole entire series wouldn't exist.
Can you
Well, I want to
imagine?
say, like months ago, I would get in arguments with Thane about this because, like, this is before they reworked every character and gave, like, just garbage ass characters Zetas out the ass, and it's like, you know, now that you have, like, every fucking character that they've ever reworked with a Zeta, it's like, how do you leave Palpatine in the dust?
Exactly.
He's-
All legendary characters deserve Zetas.
Like, come on, Clone Wars Chewie has a Zeta. Like how garbage as it
like,
is.
That Zeta too. Like, if you Zeta Chewie, that just says that you're a whale. Like, that's just like that just says I have status.
I'm actually
You
gonna
know
look up
what'd be
how
really
many
cool,
people have
though?
Zeta Chewie.
You know what'd be really cool though? A rework of you know Royal Guard to work with Palpatine, but give him a Zeta along with giving Palpatine a Zeta, and make it really cool. Make it something that works with Palpatine, kind of like Krennic and Death Trooper work together.
All right.
You know?
According to Swgoh, Clone Wars Chewbacca has 78 total Zetas on him.
Ooh.
I feel bad for the 78 people.
7 would be high. 78 is really high.
Who did that?
I don't know. The lowest Zeta right now is Hermit Yoda, both of his abilities, because he's pretty new. Only 2 people have Zeta each ability of his.
Yeah, those are counts probably.
Yeah, it's probably those the people who got 45 recently.
On Team Instinct, yeah, that was actually
Yeah, Team Instinct.
yeah.
No player has Hermit Yoda.
Well,
That's-
according to SWGOH, they do.
Yeah.
No, Hermit Yoda's showed up. 2 people, the same 2 people have had like Hermit Yoda since the beginning of territory battles. I'm pretty sure those are like test accounts that are just.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I don't think test accounts are included in this. I don't know.
No, yeah, I thought test accounts were on a
They're
separate
they're,
server.
they're not included on this. I mean, maybe it's like a dev account or something on the main. I don't know.
Yeah, because it's been on there for a while. Hermit Yoda's showed up on the Zeta
Yeah.
report.
I mean, there are Rolos out now, but that's like expected.
Yeah. How many of you guys have Rolo but at this point?
I don't think
Ever.
any of us does. Wait, do you?
I don't- When's Alpha gonna unlock that Sith? And I think Thane might be close to unlocking Rolo, if I'm not mistaken.
We have
Rolo.
Rolo.
I'm actually 18 shards away from having her at a 5-star.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
we'll
cool.
have a 5-star next time. So
But,
now I need to start working on my CHS for 7-star.
Yeah.
I think we have a
Gamma wise, we still have like 1 or 2 to go. I feel. Well, probably 2 or 3 actually.
Yeah, I
think-
feel 3.
We're 16 of 80 right now. So
Right now we're 32 of 80. Actually, I'd say maybe 2 more times. We should be good.
Well, think about like let me just ask this too, like to go again to retread old water here with the dark side. But tell me, I'm going to list off leaders that I think here. Can you think of anybody other than these? And I counted 16 that I think are decent leaders. Boba Fett, Phasma, Palpatine, Vader, Krennic, Thrawn, Nihilus, Maul, Dooku, Veers, Tarkin, IG-88, Grievous, eventually, Darth Sidious, Gar Saxon, and Asajj.
I'd have to
There's
disagree with Asajj. Don't think she's a very strong leader because it's only Night Sisters. But after the rework, I'm 100%
Leadership is-
sure.
Good.
no, I think that when Night Sisters,
Yeah,
when they
they're
bring in
gonna
Talzin,
be-
she's gonna be the leader.
That leaked. Not really. It was faked. That was an insane leader ability. Like I don't think they should ever add anything like that into the game.
I didn't even see this leak. I don't know.
Oh, it was like pretty much all Night Sister allies or whatever get each other's leader abilities. I think it was.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Talzin's going to be pretty potent. I feel like the Night Sisters are going to be one of the teams for territory battles.
Yeah, but back to the leaders you were saying, I have to disagree with IG-88. His isn't really that useful.
I was
Uh,
thinking it was sort of like a toolbox type leader. Like
Yeah, but that's the thing.
in a-
Boba Fett is kind of the same thing, but stronger.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
You
Uh,
also have to remember those specific combat missions, because kind of like we have like Phoenix and stuff like that. They're probably gonna have like a Night Sisters, a Droid one, so you're not probably gonna have the luxury of having a Boba Fett in that.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing droids, but I just wonder what they're going to do with Grievous. Grievous is the one other than Palpatine that I really want to see.
Come on, I mean,
wouldn't
Grievous
expect-
doesn't show up in the movies that much, but he is a huge factor in just the Clone Wars in general. Like,
Yeah,
actually,
he
I
should
would-
not have such a guard.
I wouldn't expect Grievous rework until next year.
His leader
You know,
ability
I
is
feel like-
probably one of the most useless leader abilities I've ever seen in my life.
But it's also one of the only 2 leader abilities in the game that actually have a negative effect on the other team. Like, every other leadership ability buffs your team. His
What's
is
the other
negative.
one?
I want to say Palpatine?
Oh, yeah,
Palpatine.
you're right. It is Palpatine. Yeah, yep, you're right.
Krennic has a negative effect on the other team, his leader ability.
No, he doesn't.
Right?
Does
I mean,
he?
That's technically a negative effect on the other team.
No, like a
but he-
direct, they get minus this stat.
Oh, I
Yeah,
see what you're saying.
I mean, like, it's a negative, like he brings a little pain through his leadership. So I think they could go an interest. I mean, they really have to completely rework him. But I like the fact that he has potentially a good negative lead, which might help, like, kill whatever meta is popular when he comes out. Like,
I
you
feel
know,
like Grievous,
Commander-
they should craft him into kind of like a maybe a Nihilus or a Boba Fett type like anti-meta character. That's the thing about Darkseid. They're not really made. There's no real Darkseid teams out there. It's more of just here's a light side team with this one good Darkseid character.
Well, here's the diff.
they're
Actually,
small.
on my
Small-
arena, I'm on a really I started the game when it came out, so my shard's old. Okay, and on my shard, one of the top whales is actually using a dark side team for number 1.
Who's on?
What's he running?
And these are all gear 12, by the way. Thrawn led team with Shore Trooper and Grand Moff Tarkin and crap. He had one light side character in there, and it was General Kenobi, I believe.
That's just cheating.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's using Nihilus.
He's not pure. On my arena shard in the top 50, there are 4 Darkseid teams being run, and only 1 is within the top 20. Like the
But
game
they
is.
say there's not a problem. They say there's not a problem at all, and it's like that's what drives me
I'm
crazy.
thinking back
It's
to
like,
maybe early, like the middle of the year, right around like we had so many leads. We had Nihilus was running, we had Zal, Zader, there was Rex was kind of a big thing. There was still wedge leads going around. I was able to get into the top 50 with my Boba Fett lead. There was a lot of diversity in the game then. Right now,
Yeah, right before CLS.
before CLS. I
Yeah.
feel like CLS
Well,
really
before
broke the game.
Well, here's the problem with Arena right now. It's not so much that CLS broke the game. It's more so that everybody uses the same team, and whenever somebody sees someone with a different team, they go after them because they're like, "Oh, I want to fight that team that's not boring and it's a different team to face."
Yeah.
And, and so like anyone who tries anything different
Just
immediately
gets
beaten
completely
down.
shattered. Yup.
Yes. And so that's why Arena's broken, really. Is what we need is we need more characters, honestly, that are Commander Luke level, to create a variety of teams with, so that there isn't this whole idea of, oh, if you're not using the Commander Luke team, then I'll attack you, basically.
Well, I'll tell you what, Thane, talk about your arena team because you're running something that's pretty anti-CLS right now and having some good work with it.
I run the Kenobi Barris combo. Everybody kind of loves or hates that team because it can either defeat it really quickly or they can't get around it. Quickly going back to what they were saying. Yeah, no, it's true. Like even in my arena shard, because you always get number 1. But I've seen like Tarkin leads and Thrawn leads, and I'll attack them because like you guys are saying, it's something that's different, and it's true. Like when I fight them, I actually struggle more with the Rexes, the Thrawns, and the Tarkins, but because they're different, I'll stick through it. Even though I find it easier to defeat a CLS team, just because they're different, I actually go out of my way to fight those teams.
Yeah.
Well, do you chalk that up to like wanting to challenge yourself and actually having a team that's different to see how your team performs against it, or is it just like, oh, they're different, I must
I
break
think
them?
it's just because, I think like I honestly think that at first glance when I see them, it's like, oh, well, that's not a CLS team, so I'm just gonna smash them, and then I'm in the game, and then I see like my team's not doing too well, and I have to take it off of auto, and then I have to actually play.
Your overconfidence is your downfall.
It is.
Honestly, okay, my Boba Fett team, like, what's the face? Zaris, like Zaris teams aren't that big of a problem, but the one team I really struggle with my bounty hunter team is surprisingly Resistance. I just can't find a way around them.
Well, you can't
Resistance-
when they take the turn meter away. I mean, they just take the carpet right out from under you.
Do you have Thrawn?
No, I'm talking about specifically my the performance of my bounty hunters.
I know, but do you have
Raid
Thrawn?
Han.
Oh
Take
yeah,
Raid Han,
I have Thrawn.
Okay, what I would do is literally for those teams, just put Thrawn in there, give him like insane speed, and just fracture.
Yeah, no,
Finn
the thing
and
is,
do that.
I'm way back in like top 100, so I'm not really forced to fight anyone right now. I just keep cycling
Okay.
through until I
I see.
But
Well,
I'm
yeah, I
really
would-
thinking
that-
of
that would be fine.
so right now I'm running Boba, Dengar, Zam, IG-88, and I really hate it, but I have to run Greedo. I'm really thinking of gearing up Raid Han, throwing him in there, and kind of make it a kind of combo team.
If you can Zeta him, do it.
Oh, I have a Zeta on him already, but he's gear 8.
Okay. Yeah, gear him up,
It's
man.
like against those resistance teams, because since he goes first, all you have to
Just
do
stun that
is
Poe.
stun Poe. Yeah, and that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Game's over.
I don't even have a
Right.
Zeta on him, and I have him at gear 11, and he's amazing.
Yeah, that's
So-
the thing. I still don't have him at 7 stars because I actually wasn't running tier 7 Rancor until I joined Gamma, and yeah, so it's kind of
Well, you'll like him when you get him. He's a lot of fun.
oh, I use him all the time. In maybe Galactic War, but he's just not arena ready yet for me. He's gear 8 still, and my Greedo's gear 10, and he does more damage than my Greedo does more damage than Raid Han does right now. But I'm focusing on gearing Zam to gear 12, which I'm almost there. Just need those stupid the Mark 8 biotech whatevers. I need like 4,000 of them. not literally, but I need so many of them.
I just hate to see you gear Zam Wessel, though.
Dude,
I mean, it's
She is the backbone of the bounty hunter team.
Dude, I've actually went up against a few bounty hunter teams in my arena, and they are unexpectedly really difficult to face.
Yeah, that's the thing. Okay, so the way it works is I actually put a video about this on my channel, like about how I use bounty hunters. The thing about it is they gain health, based on the amount of potency they all have combined. So for example, I have them all at all. If I combine it, I think it's at like 420% potency, something like that. And they get 50% of that back as health. So they all have their base health plus 200% off of that. And they're already pretty high. This is a pretty high damage team. And like I was saying, the reason Zara's teams aren't a problem is because the thermal detonators, they hit for a percent health, which I think is like 40% or something on Greedos. So I feel like they're still a surprisingly solid team on offense, but they need more characters to be viable.
They break apart on defense a little bit, but see, even on defense, like I went up against them, and if they have more speed than the team that is facing them, they will wipe the crap out of the team.
Yeah, that's the thing.
they're
They all gain 75 speed total if everyone else is debuffed.
Yeah.
I have kind
that's what happened. Okay.
yeah, for every debuffed enemy, they gain 15 speed.
I went into this battle expecting, I'm just gonna kill their faces, and like they wiped out my Nihilus in like 2 seconds. And I was like, whoa!
Who are they running?
holy-
Same thing I'm running. Boba.
I don't know what your team is.
Boba, Greedo, Dengar, IG-88, and Zam.
Is Zam a leader?
No. Boba's the leader.
Is he the only leader on that squad? Is
Uh,
there any other leader?
Greedo's a leader, but his leader just gives crit damage, so it's like a worse Boba. IG-88's a leader. He gives 20% crit chance, and every time you score a critical hit, you inflict damage over time, so he's kind of useless. Zam and Dengar aren't leaders, but Cad Bane, he's the he's the 6th bounty hunter I'm leaving out. He has a pretty interesting lead team, which is kind of like I believe it's Old Ben, where they all scoundrels gain evasion, and based on that, every time they evade, they gain turn meter.
I think they did. Yeah, I think they did similar to your team.
Yeah, it was probably similar because it's probably the only team that can actually run.
It was insanity, man. I was like not expecting it.
I really wish I had higher speed mods though, because I get beaten out by like fast pose and other like fast R2s occasionally. Because I only
Mods
have
are everything.
yeah, my arena shard has the most insane mods. There's this team that has I believe it's like 4 sets out of 5. Like they have all of their sets besides the tank. They have them all running over 110 speed or something insane like that.
That's insane to you? In my arena, people are running 280.
No, I mean plus
Oh,
110.
plus
Yeah.
110. Okay, yeah. I was like, because in my arena, people are running 280, man, and that's like
110 speed? Come on. That's like Baze with the speed arrow. Come on.
I know. It's insane. It's insane, man. My arena is deadly. You know, I get to rank 30, and that's when I start to fall off, and it's not even because of Gear 12s. Gear 12s don't phase me, honestly. It's more so the people that have like 280 plus speed on their characters.
Well, that's what arena is. I mean, I hate to say arena. I mean, because we all have the same characters when you get to a certain point in arena. It's just your mods are what give you the win.
Exactly. And I'm just, I have good mods, but I don't have, 20 plus speed mods, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. I have my highest set of speed mods goes on Zam, and she has plus 81 speed right now, and that's the most I can scratch up.
Yeah, I got my highest speed, I think, is 234.
I think I have my CLS set to be really fast, and that is actually why I managed to beat Thrawn after like 100 tries this time. It's a really fast Ezra. I mean, geez, it has speeds everything.
I mean,
which I'd actually like to see them when they go for the next mod level that they talk about.
Oh my god, that is gonna be hell.
You're gonna do a mod level?
So many credits gone, because mods only go up to 5 dot when they should technically go up to 7 dot, and there's room on the bar for them to go up to 7 dot, and just I'm gonna have negative 2 million credits when that comes out.
Here's a question.
Correct me if I'm wrong, though, but isn't that going to come through the Wicked event? Isn't that, like, whenever the hell they bring that back?
Oh, I sure hope not. Sure hope not.
That was what they said they were doing.
Dude, all I know is that whenever they add the extra dots, oh my god. There are no words.
Do you think that the more dotted mods will come first, or do you think that the level increase will come before that?
I think they might come together, honestly. That would make sense for me.
That'd be way too much, I feel like.
What I hope they do is they get away from your stats now, where speed's king. I hope they start doing, like, your 6 pip and 7 pip mods. I hope they go to just do.
I hope they make more of a significant bump.
Yeah, well, they're going to have gold. I think they were talking about having, like, gold mods on Wicked, like a gold tier type thing, so I'm assuming that would be like your 6 pip mods, I guess. So it's like, if they're gonna do those as the like rewards for like the bonus tier on the Wicket, it's like, maybe not just make it so it's like all speed again. Like, I mean, that's a mistake to me, just to keep the same BS.
It's still gonna be the case, even if the upgraded mods, if the upgraded mods don't have speed, no one's gonna use them, because what's the point?
Yeah, I'd rather have 120 speed on every character than like an extra 5% health on every character.
No one will use them.
Well, what if you get a mod that gives you something like counterattack? Like
Whoa,
30%.
that's...
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Health steal would be cool. Health steal
would be actually
special
really cool.
Things like would be cool.
Barris had like 200% health steal. That would be crazy.
She does 0 damage, so 0 times 200% is still 0.
I don't know. I've seen Barris hit hard before. I've had someone's Barris hit me for like 8,000 at one point, and I was like,
"That's not hard."
It was pretty hard at the time for Barris.
Yeah, when you have 7,000 health and 8,000 hits, it's pretty bad.
They started addressing the speed issue with the new Han and Chewie, where they get stronger the more turns the opposing team takes.
Yeah, I was legitimately before I realized how they aren't really that good. I was legitimately thinking of like replacing Greedo and like IG-88 for both of the veteran Han and Chewie, and then putting like a Zeta on Chewie. So
agree with you completely on that. I think they're awesome. I mean, I look at those characters and I'm like, I am gonna farm the hell out of them as soon as they're free to play. I mean,
I'm not.
That's the thing. I tried them out. I have them at Gear 9, I believe. I tried them out in Galactic War. They're pretty underwhelming.
You're 9. Wow, that's pretty intense.
Yeah, it didn't take that long, honestly. They're pretty easy farms.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they just added them into the game because they had to, before the movie came out, and they're planning on probably using them for an
Ray's
event
Journey. I
at
wouldn't
some
be
point.
surprised to see a Ray's Journey.
I don't know if they're gonna do Ray's Journey, but I think there'll be a legendary event that you need them for at some point.
Pretty sure they're
You
gonna do
think
the
you
same thing as Luke, where you had to do a hero's journey for it, right?
Mhm.
You don't think the hero's journey is kind of unique for Luke? Like it's a kind of unique thing that they'll keep unique.
Oh, it's gonna be just like it was just like legendary events was a unique thing for Yoda for a bit.
Yeah, but if anybody's gonna get the journey, it's gonna be Ray, I would think. I
Yeah.
mean, because you need Ray the new Luke. Just
We should
in
we
terms
should have
of
a we should have a Palpatine journey. Have
Well,
one where you have to
that'd be
1v1 Sidious, or not Sidious, when you have to 1v1 Plagueis.
I'm all about a Revan's journey. That's what I'm hoping for.
Oh no, a Revan's journey where you fight some Jedi and then you switch over and you fight some Sith and then you fight some Jedi again. You just keep switching back and forth.
Yeah.
I want to see Palpatine, like the Palpatine that fought, Mace Windu. Like, that's what I want to see. I want to see, a lightsaber wielding Palpatine without a hood or
So
anything.
Sidious.
Yeah, but he was Palpatine at that point still. So
No, he was Sidious at that point.
he was Chancellor Palpatine still. Like
Well-
when Mace Windu came to arrest him, he was still Chancellor Palpatine. You know what I mean? Like, give me the lightsaber Palpatine.
No,
Right.
like Darth Sidious is pre-Empire Palpatine pretty much, and Emperor
Yeah,
Palpatine
that's
is
what I'm
post-Empire.
So give us a Chancellor Palpatine with a lightsaber. That's what I'm saying, basically.
So like a mix of the two.
Yeah.
Like Chancellor with a black color scheme.
No, I like the red. Give us the red robes you see in Revenge of the Sith. Like,
But then,
that would-
isn't that Sidious? I mean, I hate to say it, isn't that
Yeah,
Sidious?
I feel like you're describing.
No, Sidious is from Clone Wars, and the robes he's wearing is what he wore in the Clone Wars when he went to confront Darth Maul and Savage. The one I'm talking about is a completely different set of robes, and he didn't have a hood.
Come on,
and
you're going for 4 Han Solos here. You're going for 4 Han Solos here. He's wearing he's wearing a big jacket, and now he's wearing a light coat.
Give me 5 Palpatines. Okay?
Dude, I'd take 5
Palpatine.
Palpatines over
That's a
4 Han
wardrobe change.
Solos any day.
Yeah, can I get a Palpatine with a fedora? Like,
Yeah,
fedora,
okay. Go for it. As long as it's Palpatine.
you know? Like, he doesn't wear the hat. The hat wears him.
Then
Yeah.
we need a falling Palpatine who's falling down inside the Death Star.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh god, no. With the but yeah, so I think the short version here, just going using Palpatine as a springboard back to this, is like, do you guys really think you're ready for a dark side territory battle? 'Cause I'm
If you want to look at my roster, 100%.
The problem with the dark side is that in order for a lot of those teams to be good, you need Zetas. Whereas like Rebels, you can make pretty good teams without them.
What data do you think you need?
I mean, I don't feel like you need Zetas. I'd
don't
have to
feel like you
disagree.
need
A lot of those leaderships need to be Zeta in order to be good.
I don't agree with that. I think.
Yeah.
I think that.
I think you'd want to Zeta on Thrawn. You'd probably want to do one or both of Thrawn.
Thrawn's unique Zeta would be a kind of a big deal.
Thrawn Zeta,
I know.
the unique is good, but
You
I don't
need
know
Maul
if you need a
Zeta.
leader.
See,
Yeah,
look,
you
like
need Maul.
right now,
Like I said, I
right
would
now,
use- I
my
would use
Zetas.
Maul.
Nihilus's lead Zeta would make him a heck of a lot better.
Yeah, but if you look at my
No.
Zetas right now, I have 6 Zetas total: Boba Fett, Sidious, Vader, Savage, Thrawn's unique, and Han. Like, barring Han, those are all dark side Zetas, and I feel like I could do very good with those.
And that's my point. You need to have, in order for you to do the dark side event, you need to have those dark side Zetas.
I just
Because
think-
let's say someone who doesn't have those Zetas and they go into territory battles, they're not going to do as hot. And
So
whereas in the light side, you can get a wedge lead, which doesn't require any Zetas, do very well.
a Nihilus-led team without any Zetas, right now for me, okay, can take me through Galactic War. It can do about 600k in the tank phase 2. and it can, that 7 or 8 phase Jedi battle. I can do that as well, right? And
Yeah.
so I don't feel like you need
Nihilus'
a
lead,
Zeta
you do not require a lead for Nihilus, and he's a pretty solid leadership, especially if it's going to be
Without-
territory battles wise.
without the Zeta. Is what I'm
Krennic's
But I-
lead,
but I-
Krennic's lead, I don't feel like you need a Zeta to run a Krennic
No.
lead, and even if you're not going to run Krennic, there's still other good Empire leaders in Tarkin, Thrawn, Emperor Palpatine even.
Yeah.
I
you don't
disagree. I
need-
feel like Krennic, you would want to have that Zeta because that's what gives you the recovers protection.
Yeah, I'm saying
Yeah.
it's good, but it's not necessary to be able to run him.
The reason why for me it's not necessary to run it is because the idea of the Krennic team is to make it so the other team can't even go,
Exactly.
essentially.
Just
But
ability
they
block
don't even have a
everyone.
chance.
But wait, though, well, when you're talking about like the equivalent of Phase 5 or Phase 6, I think that's when it's like you really need to have tight teams. You don't have a lot of team options. They need to be super tight for a dark side.
Yeah, and I think a Nihilus-led team without a Zeta is...
Exactly. I mean,
really
50%
solid.
health steal. It's a decent amount of health steal, but it's not needed. If you have Sith Trooper, he's tanking all the health, and he's taking it back whenever he takes a hit.
And I doubt there's going to be many debuffs, honestly.
And honestly, a single Zeta in Kylo, I bet you Kylo could probably solo a whole combat mission by himself.
Probably.
Well, I don't know about that because that's like saying CLS can do that right now. And
Well,
when
yeah.
you get to those like 5 and 6, CLS is good, but he's not doing that.
Yeah, you know what I mean though. Like a Kylo, like
That's
a
a
first
question.
order team, that would be completely viable if you have a Zeta on Kylo.
Do you think a First Order team is viable, even though they have no healing?
That's the thing.
Really?
My outlook on like pretty much everything is more offensive. Like I don't bother with healing or anything like that. I just like kill them before they even need to hit you.
Yeah, I agree, but some self-healing is nice. Right now I use an Ahsoka Tano Fulcrum team, and the protection regeneration along with her self-healing herself, and Han Solo having a bit of a health steal as well. It all helps. You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially when you get to those deep phases. I mean, you need to have some survivability, which I think Nihilus lead grants, but I think the Zeta is kind of key to that.
I like it. I mean, I don't know. I feel like you don't need it. I mean, we'll see, but
I mean, like-
Just
like
a kind of a side note. I'm scrolling through all of Gamma's Zetas right now, and we pretty much all have a Zeta guaranteed, except with barring just a couple of people. And then we also have Maul or Kylo or Nihilus. Or we have a lot of dark side Zetas, and I feel like most other higher end guilds have the majority of players with dark side Zetas.
I don't have. I have the unique on Nihilus Zeta. That's my
Yeah.
only dark side Zeta.
Yeah, I'm
The
saying a
most
lot of
common-
people though have Vader and
Oh wait, I have
Sidious
Zeta.
both.
I have.
I feel like lots of people have Vader and Sidious as a duo, both Zeta, because they work really well together. And a lot of people also have Kylo Ren and Savage because they're solo phase 1 and 3.
Yeah, but is Zeta really that good for
Zeta's-
a 6-phase territory battle?
Probably not, but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
if someone needs leadership, like they could use him. If they don't have
Yeah.
Thrawn or Tarkin would probably be a pretty good leadership, honestly.
Do you
Honestly,
think that time out? Do you think that Zeta needs to be reworked?
I
mean,
think he does. He's kind of garbage.
Yeah, because it's like now I look at Zeta as like a 1984 Honda Civic. It's like it still drives, but it's
But
like
do you really want to use it?
yeah, I'm glad that I never Zeta him. Because it's like it would have been a waste of a Zeta.
I mean, I still use a Zeta because I don't really have a Rancor team yet, really, a proper one.
I don't have Luke, so I use a Zeta Theta Rancor team. But when I get Luke, he's going in the trash bin.
Yeah, like
You know what I mean?
that's
Like,
the only reason I still use Vader is for the Rancor. That's it. And even
And
then,
then
he isn't even close to the best team for that.
He's somewhat helpful when I am facing against some really hard teams in Galactic War. I'll throw a Zeta Vader squad in as a suicide team, to kill a character, to kill a single character, or something like that.
Yeah.
But
just break a team.
yeah,
No, I feel that. But I mean, I think that's kind of like the best case scenario now for Zeta is that he's a suicide team in Galactic War for people.
Yeah, I
that's
agree.
really what it is.
Vader by himself is I feel like his kit is pretty good. It's just the tunes around him that aren't up to par.
It's just I feel This is like what I was saying earlier. Darkseid has good individual characters and kits, but not real team comps.
I don't know. I
Well,
feel
yeah,
like that
but I'm implying
team
was
would be great in arena as well, not just in the new
Crown
territory
Jewel
battles.
would be one arena.
Yeah.
But I was implying with like their just a lot of leaders. They have leaderships. They might even have more leaderships than the light side. I'm saying that
No,
without
no.
shooting from the hip
Leadership
on that.
light side.
You tried, but no.
But it was a thought. But I mean, I could probably say that like they just don't have the characters. Like it's like there's just been the last year has been so.
What I'm hoping
dominant.
for is, Battlefront 2, how is it going to be following the gap between Return of the Jedi and Force Awakens, following the development from the fall of the Empire to the rise of the First Order. I feel like we're going to get some characters, such as the main character, Iden Versio, who have both the First Order and Empire tags, and have a nice leadership ability, so we could run maybe this First Order / Empire character, including Kylo Ren, who's extremely solid character, someone like Thrawn, Shore Trooper. Like, you could combine Empire and First Order teams with this new character.
That would be really cool, but here's the problem with that is I have a theory that, and I really hope this is not the case, but I have a theory that Battlefront 2 is a redemption story and Iden Versio is going to join the rebellion. And if that happens, then it's more likely that you would get an Empire / Rebel character, which would suck.
That would be complete. Dude, imagine like a CLS team, but instead Thrawn gets all of the Rebel bonuses.
I know, that's why I'm saying I would hate it, but like that's the way
I don't think it's gonna work that way, because she was one of the people
who
was like,
Battlefront will go that way.
Yeah, I'm saying I disagree with that, because she was kind of like almost how the Empire brainwashed all their stormtroopers to just loving the Emperor.
Yeah, but this is
Especially if you read the novel, like you'll understand. Like
Yeah.
that's probably not a possibility.
Yeah, it's probably
I hope
not.
you're right. I want to be wrong.
No,
Honestly,
you're wrong. Don't even worry. I'm telling you right now,
Trailer.
you're wrong.
Yeah, in the trailer, like you see her speak like I've been waiting 30 years for this moment.
That's the beginning, though, of the game. Like, that's what I'm saying is I'm worried.
It says it. No, she says that during
No,
when you see the assault on Starkiller Base.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
that's
they
at
make
the
it
end
very
of the
clear that she makes
campaign.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
And
no,
you see her. I think she faces off with Luke sometime in between them too. And
Man, do I hope you're right.
yeah, no, we're right. You're wrong, just like always.
Oh.
But going back to that real quick, I actually think that when the Inferno Squad comes out, that's the best opportunity for Palps to get a rework.
Yes.
Because we see that in the campaign that
And
they're
then-
taking the direct orders from Palps.
They could come out with
Wait,
robot
back up. And then along with Chancellor Palpatine and Fallen Palpatine, we could also get Robot Palpatine.
Robot Palpatine. And it could be a Thrawn-like character where it has no attack, or sorry, a Yoda-like character where it has no attacks, and it's just like
What about like
commands.
Palpatine and clone Palpatine that might have some clone synergy?
No, I don't
What
think
about
so.
like young Palpatine?
That would be cool.
Oh snap!
You know, I want
Apprentice
a young
Palpatine.
movie.
Apprentice Sidious,
Okay.
actually.
This is my dream, right? You know the guy who plays in the first Avengers movie, the villain. I can't remember his name right now.
Oh, Tom Hiddleston as young. As
Tom
young,
Hiddleston.
Yeah.
Tom Hiddleston is young Palpatine in a young Palpatine movie. That would
Who would
I
play
would love-
Plagueis? We would need Plagueis in there. Who would play him?
you could get anybody because you just do prosthetics for him.
Oh yeah, you're
Just
right.
prosthetics.
You know who
Yeah.
it's gonna be? It's gonna be Andy Serkis. It's always Andy Serkis.
We haven't talked about Guild versus Guild yet.
Yeah, that's a good.
We don't really know anything about it, you know,
Well,
which is the problem.
We could speculate.
Well, I mean, I think it's just going to be. I think it's as simple as it's going to be like a tournament thing, only with one. guild.
Pretty much. What was it? Squad tournaments or whatever. Squad tournaments, but better. I hope.
You know what I'm hoping is not true, that it looks like they might do this with it, and I'm really hoping this is not the case.
Well, if you're as
But
wrong
it
as
looks
you
like
are about
one
Inferno
side-
Squad, then
it looks like one side is dark side and the other side is light side, and you can probably only use those characters in the.
Why do you say that? Because that would be a nightmare.
that would
Look at
be
red and
cancerous.
blue on either side of the picture of guild versus
Okay.
guild. You have one side is red, one side is blue, and on top of that, you also have the fact that they said this is going to be the battle of.
So
Jakku.
like imagine if they made one guild forced to play dark side and the other one forced to play light side.
Yeah,
That
that's
would
what
be
it looks
amazing.
like.
That would be
Well,
so
what is-
funny.
No one's
What
talked
goes
about
back to what I was saying? I mean, it sucks if you draw the dark side lot because.
I'm
like,
gonna
what,
pull up the screenshot really quickly because I don't know what you're talking about really.
Yeah, if you look at the screenshot, it's
So-
red and blue. One side is red, one side is blue.
I think you're right. It's gonna be one dark side, one light side. So hope.
Or maybe like
they-
one team
they're gonna
has
have
to go offense and one team has to go defense.
They're gonna have to boost the dark side a lot before we can do this.
Light side, I mean dark side doesn't even get close to comparing with the dark side right now.
I think the next 2 months you're gonna see a lot of dark side stuff. I think next month we're gonna see a big Empire thing happen. honestly.
I feel like
But see, real quick on that.
yeah.
Problem with releasing, like, everybody keeps saying like, oh, we're gonna get a lot of dark side, a lot of dark side, a lot of dark side. Yeah, that's true. I do think that as well. But the problem is, a lot of these characters don't go completely free to play and farmable until 3 months from now.
You're correct.
So what's the point of it in the next 2 or 3 months we get a whole bunch of dark side characters? We're not going to use them until 6 months from now.
Well, I'm
Sometimes
wondering,
long.
do you think
I mean, how
do you
long
think
was
it's
it-
possible they could do it in a month? Like they've done that before, where they released a character and then a month later he was in like the, what do you call it? The Galactic War Store.
Yeah,
or
but you-
on a node.
I don't think so because of money.
characters, and you need to gear the characters. So how long does it take to 7-star and gear a team of characters?
A month at
Yes.
least.
Yeah.
At least. So, I mean, that's the problem. And you have to figure, I think the breakdown is there's 80 light side characters and like 50 dark side characters, and it's
Yeah.
like there's 30-ish character difference between the two.
Well,
I
and a
mean,
number
granted,
of the
some of
dark
those
side
characters are garbage, like
are,
Lobot and Cup, but I see what you mean. Like, Lightside has a significantly more developed, I guess, roster. The Lightside roster is significantly more developed, and I guess readily available.
What did you say? There was like 18. How many Empire
18.
characters? 18. So I'd argue, again, just shooting from the hip, I'd say there's 18 playable rebels that you could put on a team and be fine with.
I don't know. I'm gonna look at that really quick.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's at least 20. There's at least 20. Yeah.
Just
like,
30 out of 30. They're all good. All rebels are good. Don't even worry about it. Even
I
POW.
mean, you have,
I bet you could play a rebel team.
Phoenix.
No,
New Hope.
you could play a rebel team with just with POW on it, and you'd still have an easily winnable team.
well, I actually was looking into PAL because, like, with the Rogue One mission and Phase 6
Yeah.
territory, I was thinking, the Rebel phase is the harder phase, so I'd like to run Pathfinder and PAL,
Yeah, that makes
in the
sense.
mission, and then use Chase for the Rebel mission, which is harder.
Well, I have complete crap Rogue One, but I've heard that Azadal and Jin makes the whole entire thing so easy.
Yeah,
26
tempted
of the rebels are good.
What was that?
26 of the rebels are really good characters that you can use.
Yeah, I mean, you have that as a backbone, and you have 18 Empire characters, including Jerry and whoever.
Jerry.
And it's like, what do you do with that?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, the problem is no one's farming Gar Saxon, but I think Gar Saxon will be a good leader for Dark
Yeah,
Side.
I feel
great
like Gar Saxon has potential with Imperial Super Commando, of course. Maybe with Thrawn, but I feel like there needs to be, I guess, newer kits released for newer characters. Like, we need a character that really capitalizes on him.
We need more Rebels characters from the Rebel show.
Like, we still haven't got Sith Inquisitor. I think we should get the Sith Inquisitor.
No, we need all the Sith Inquisitors.
All of them.
They need to release the team of Sith Inquisitors.
All of them. How
Because
many are there?
is
Like
7 of
11 or
them.
something? 7? There's only 7?
There's 7 on the show. I think there's 11 in the canon in the books.
Yeah.
But on the show there's 7.
just release all of them. Just
release all of those guys, and bam, you've got they've got the Sith tag, they've got the Empire tag.
Yeah, and kind of make it
right?
like an Imperial Troopers type thing, where it's like a Sith Inquisitors team led by the Grand Inquisitor.
Exactly.
That would be pretty awesome.
That could balance it out big time.
Just doing mental math in your head, what would an Imperial Trooper team look like if Gar Saxon and Super Commando were tagged Imperial Troopers?
Let's say off the top of my head, Gar Saxon, Imperial Super Commando, Shore Trooper would be a must. Thrawn. I'd actually drop Death Trooper and put Thrawn in there.
Now,
Well, here's my problem. Like you're putting a great leader, you're putting 2 good leaders on a team.
This thing, but
And it's
Thrawn
like-
has the counterattack,
Snowtrooper.
which
I'll put Snowtrooper in there.
I
Snowtrooper,
say if
I
we're
think,
just
makes
going
sense.
without Thrawn, I'd definitely say either Snowtrooper or Veers. I feel like Veers would be pretty strong too.
Yeah, I think Veers is going to be like your Hoth Rebel soldier for dark side territory battles. So
I sent you guys a chart. There's a chart of the
Yeah, I saw
amount
that.
of
I saw that.
stormtroopers in the game.
Like, come on, we have that for like Han Solo. Every little variation, they have every single one.
Yeah, they could add the Imperial Navy Trooper, the Imperial Gunner. They could add the,
I'd like-
We don't even have
Heavy
riot
weapons
troopers. Like,
trooper.
why don't we have riot troopers?
the
Sure, we'll get that for the
Sand
first story. We'll get the Flame Trooper. We'll get like the Riot Trooper.
I mean, that's the kind of stuff that'd be fun. Like, just give us non-leader fun characters, and troopers are a great, filler for a team on the dark side.
And they don't have to be great either. They don't have to be amazing characters. They can just be sort of okay.
They just
And
need to
I
have
would be happy.
to work under a leadership.
Veers,
they just need-
not gonna lie, Veers has a really solid leadership for troopers. The problem is troopers in general aren't as strong as they could be.
We need more
Yeah.
troopers. That's what it comes
Also,
down
just
to.
to realize something, a lot of these like really good Empire characters are really hard to farm. Some of them only
Yeah.
have like 1 hard node.
That's what I'm saying. Like Shore Trooper, I was lucky enough to get him close to unlock through the stupid tournaments that they stopped doing. I got him close to
there's
unlock.
some-
I needed to farm like 10 shards or something to unlock him.
Do you think with the Dark Side Territory Battle, the Territory Battle store will be updated with those hard characters like they
Nope,
did?
it's not going to.
Phase?
Guarantee you.
Why?
They're gonna. They're just not. They're just gonna. I mean, of course they
did it with
are.
Phase.
They're going
I mean-
to, but I'm just saying. Watch them
Oh.
not. Just
they
hey, look,
will,
a whole more
but it-
rebels. Rebels only.
But why would you want to spend the currency on garbage
There's no
characters?
point. There's no point.
Garbage? What? Short
They're not
Trooper's not
garbage.
garbage.
Yeah, I'm
Sorry,
saying
sorry.
I would rather spend it on Gear 12 gear than Shore Trooper.
I would.
Or if anything, Hermit Yoda.
Screw
why
Hermit Yoda. My Jedi are complete garbage too.
I don't know. I would say I'm spending currency on Baze whenever I see him in there, personally.
I guess
because
base would be the exception, but
Yeah.
if you do a 50 refresh on base, he's really a single hard node farm. If you refresh it once a day, isn't that
Especially since they
Uh,
increased the limit to 5 instead of 3.
bad? Yeah. It just sucks that you have to give up 200 energy a day on that.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm doing for Krennic now.
right now I'm farming Short Trooper and and Baze at the same time in hard notes because when Dark Side Territory Battles comes out, Short Trooper's going to be just as important as Baze is, in my opinion.
That's the thing
I
that
agree.
sucks. My Shore Trooper is not starred at all. I wish I starred him up. But I have
Yeah,
so
he's at
much.
5 for me.
I believe he's also at 5 for me.
He's really
See-
good though at 5, like in arena and stuff.
Yeah, that's
like,
the thing.
great.
He's amazing in arena. He has an insane health pool and whatever. But the problem is he's only 5 stars, so you can't use him during those last battles, the really hard ones.
Yeah, that's the thing is I need to get him to 7, and so that's why I say if they added him into the Territory Battles store.
The
I'd farm
only
crap out
tank,
of him.
the only Empire tank I have at 7 stars is actually just Royal Guard.
I have Royal Guard and Stormtrooper.
I got Royal Guard off all the stupid the Bronzium packs.
Yeah, he's. I still get him a lot he's my gear converter. Him and
My
but
Shore
what would you
Trooper
think
is
about
20
Royal
out of
Guard?
65 for 5 stars.
What about Royal Guard?
I'd like to. What would you guys think about like a bunch of Royal Guards to use? Like just a lot of red on a team.
Well, what would you do? What would you make? Like,
You could have one that's an attacker, one that's support, one that essentially make a team out of
Well,
Royal Guard.
honestly, all Royal Guards are pretty much the same.
Royal Guard 1, Royal Guard 2.
They could do a second Royal Guard that doesn't have the robes on, and you see the actual armor that they wear underneath it. They could do that.
Less
and
of
they could
like a
make it-
regal type Royal Guard and more of a practical one.
Well, no, because in the legends, and in the comics and stuff, the Royal Guards were sent out by Palpatine to do specific things, assassinations and whatnot. And they, under those red robes, they have insane armor and stuff.
And they have a
on.
really
have, like,
cool
a bunch
ship.
of weapons.
They have like the best TIE. They have like the best TIE fighter, I think, that you can
What do you
have.
think about adding Emperor Palpatine's transport with
Eh.
Royal Guard and Palpatine as the captains?
Dude, all I know is you guys saw the trailer with Kylo's TIE silencer.
Yes.
I'm going to make a prediction right here that they add the TIE silencer into the game, and then hey, what's up, Furious? I stopped in the middle of my sentence to say what up. The least you can
TIE
do is
silencer
respond.
in the
But yeah,
game?
they add the TIE silencer, and then they also add a new Kylo Ren to pilot it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna do a new Kylo.
Here,
Let me ask you, what is your Phoenix at? Your in terms of gear?
I think that I'm 8 across the board.
What?
wait,
Yeah,
Furious,
I might
Furious,
have one
aren't you
person,
happy
I
you
might have
finally?
one person up or down, but yeah, about 8 average.
Furious,
I
aren't
thought
you
we were
happy you
talking about
finally
the
got him to
throne.
shove a number to your Tarkin team?
You know what's funny?
Yeah, Tarkin's coming out, man. Pretty soon, I'm gonna do it.
So what's this Tarkin team of yours? Why don't you tell us about it?
I want to use Grad Admiral Thrawn as my leader, with Tarkin, Shore Trooper, Death Trooper, and Dark Nihilus. That would be the team. Or Director Krennic, you could do
No,
instead
no
as well.
tank?
He's a short trooper.
Oh,
Shore Trooper, I would.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's a really fun team. I'm really like far away from it still, but that's if I could like have a unicorn account, that's what I would run right now.
Dude,
Sure,
you know what I would run if I could? Gear 12 bounty hunters would zero change. I just make zero change to what I'm currently running.
I
Except
just
for
the
mods.
bounty hunter thing just hurts my heart.
What?
It's the bounty hunter thing just hurts my heart. I
Dude,
mean, I feel like the game moved past you. I feel like the game never was there. like Like,
check out the video made on my
No,
YouTube
they didn't
channel.
move past you. They didn't move past you. They lied to you. They were like, Boba Fett, guys, look, we did this great rework. We put bounty
Right?
hunter stuff in his leadership.
And then
then
just nothing.
we were
They
done.
nothing. That was it. It was like a
That was
tease,
fun.
Yeah.
We're glad you enjoyed it.
right?
I feel like they could really do an awesome rework there. They
But,
could make Cad Bane a leader.
Brenda, like I was saying, check out the channel. I'll send you the link later, but check out the video on my YouTube channel. Uploaded it. It's like long. It's like 18 minutes or something. But I like go in depth with them, and
How many bounty hunters are there now?
it's only 6.
Well, pimp your
yeah,
YouTube
but I mean,
channel.
I'm not saying that they're a dead end or anything. It's just that, like, my problem with bounty hunters, like, even in terms of the game and where they're used, they're always doubled with scoundrels. So it's
Exactly. I need specific, either completely like Boba's leadership, which gives health and speed and turn meter gain to all bounty hunter allies. Imagine if that worked with scoundrels. Imagine what you
Yeah.
could do with Han Solo, but instead of having with 210% health on top of what he already has, plus 50% critical damage, plus 10% crit chance, plus a ton of speed and turn meter gain.
They could be one of the factions for the TB, man. I would like that.
That's what
That
I'm
would be
saying.
cool.
I would love that. But nope, it's not going to
It
be.
makes sense. I've said it before. I'm like, they're bounty hunters. They should be more applicable universally.
Right?
You've been talking about your YouTube channel, Face. Why don't you tell us what that is really quick?
Oh,
people
it's
can
just
know?
YouTube, Face 66, just Face 66.
like, share,
yeah,
subscribe to A66 on
Yup.
the YouTubes.
on them
Yeah.
YouTubes. I honestly don't upload much Galaxy Heroes content. I just put one video, but it's still a YouTube channel.
That's it. We just plugged you. You need to deliver on the content. We're making great content here. Future filling, dude, and you need to get on board with that.
Make
But,
your YouTube channel great again.
Make it great again. But,
Oh my god, dude. MAGA?
Yeah, we're gonna rebuild the Death Star. We're gonna make them pay for it.
You already did.
Rebel scum.
You
Rebel
made the
scum.
Geonosians pay for it last time.
That's what I'm
True.
saying.
But just
Rebels are up.
Dude,
So
imagine,
really,
Can we
imagine.
talk about that for a second?
No, back up a bit, back up a bit to the Death Star. Imagine if they had a legendary event for the Death Star, and it was a capital ship that Palpatine piloted.
And it could one-shot any ship. every
Bro,
time.
whoa, come on,
Basically, it's a
Tarkin.
one-shot.
Oh shoot! Actually, no, you're right. Tarkin has his executrix
Yeah,
already.
Tarkin's like fire when ready, right?
Yeah, but
He's
he
gotta be
already
the guy.
has his ship though.
No, but to be fair, when Tarkin uses it, that's the first Death Star, and the first Death Star can only shoot planets, not ships.
Oh
No,
snap!
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
No, the first. I mean, according to Rogue One, the Death Star's beam can be made smaller to shoot smaller things.
Or
Yeah,
fine,
yeah,
only
like
shoot
quarter power
Jedi,
or whatever.
He blows up a capital ship.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess they can do capital ships, but maybe you can take out their capital ship.
Take out the capital
Take it out. As
What
a,
if they made it?
I
What
want
if they
to
made
go on.
it raid?
I want to go on the record.
Raid hybrid with fleet and units, like separate.
oh, that would be cool.
Yeah,
Like
The
one of the
Death Star
tiers
leading-
takes your ship and stuff, you know.
The Death
But I'll
Star
tell you
leading
what.
the Empire team.
Rather than a legendary event, make it a raid where you get Death Star.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
get Death
literally
Star
a raid.
shards. That would actually be kind of cool.
But I'll
You
tell
just
you guys,
don't-
gentlemen, I'd like to go on the record.
Yeah.
I just want to drop this knowledge on you.
Do it.
Eventually,
Do
we're
it.
going to Jeff
We're
Porkins will be in the game unless if he's not, then I'm going to go. I'm going to have a connection. But anyway, so Jeff Porkins, he's a pilot, and he's the best pilot in the game. He starts the match. He has no skills. He literally does nothing. He just has one ability, and it's on a 5-turn cooldown. And what he does is he pilots his ship into the other capital ship, blowing it up.
No, they should add a hammerhead into
Sounds
the
like a
game.
good April Fool's Day event.
Yeah. I don't know. I think they should do a hammerhead.
that like disables a capital ship or like
Yeah.
increases ability cooldown or like turn meter or whatever.
I'm like,
If you
that's-
guys want a real prediction, did you see that Rey got a tag now?
Really?
Yeah.
Did they add it finally?
She got scavenger tag, and I was thinking that in combo with the Millennium Falcon tag, right? Something's up.
Yeah, it's stupid. I don't like to see Ray and Finn piloting the Falcon.
No, she doesn't have the tag in game yet.
Dude,
No,
okay,
but
back
yeah,
up.
Yeah, they made it though. It's not in game yet, but it will be on the next update. Because if you get the what is it, the Google Play promotion or whatever, they give you 1 billion of her shards or whatever.
Yeah, but back up for a second to the Millennium
And she's
Falcon.
called scavenger.
We have veteran Han and Chewie in the game. Why don't they get to pilot their Millennium Falcon?
Well, that's
Because
what I'm
it's
saying.
not
I think that it's coming out soon because they just added that other tag to the Millennium Falcon, and it didn't.
No,
have it.
I don't
Guys,
think
what-
they're gonna pilot a Millennium Falcon.
Why don't we have Han's? Okay, we should have a legendary ship event that gives you
Bro,
Han. Like,
legendary? No. Ship raid, like Death Star. You raid the Death Star, you get the Millennium Falcon.
exactly,
That's
that's what I meant. I meant raid, not legendary event. And
Yeah,
then they
like,
should
instead of
then they
General
should also
Kenobi,
give you
you get that.
Chewbacca shards, like normal Chewbacca shards.
Oh
I'm just gonna make this prediction. Han's freighter is the next ship. Han's
Well,
freighter.
Going off of what you were saying, this idea popped right into my head, which is that there's an event, and you take your characters into it, and if you complete it, you get an unlocked Millennium Falcon, and your pilots change to veteran Han and veteran Chewie. They take their
What?
damn shit, man. And it should be an event in the game. You just change the tags. If you
What?
complete it, Rey and Finn aren't pilots anymore.
And it gives you a different ability set, maybe.
Here's
That's
an idea.
interesting.
Do you think that they're ever going to add?
No to whatever you were
Um,
gonna say.
Oh, that's nice.
If it involves Grievous, I hope so.
Oh
do you
yes.
think
Grievous
they're
have-
gonna add droids to ships in any way, shape, or form?
Okay,
Like,
yeah.
back up.
to-
IG-88,
wait.
amazing bounty hunter, pilots the IG-2000, but no, they're not gonna add that, or they're not gonna add
No, what
they're
I
not
meant
gonna
was
add Cad
Astromechs.
Bane shit.
Hey, what if
Oh.
you think they did a Clone Wars Slave 1 and you could put Aura Singh and maybe Bosk in
And
it or
they add
something?
Django Fett.
and they add Bosk or Django. But I was thinking that would make sense if they did a Geonosian territory battle, because then you could have the droid starfighters too.
hmm
So no to the Astromechs then.
No, no to your Astromechs. You're wrong yet again. Sorry.
Well, I think
I wish. I don't see why not.
I really just want to see. Do you guys remember when they had the ship energy thing leaked? Like it was a
No.
different table and it was like ship energy.
I honestly have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, I don't know about that.
It was like maybe 4 months ago, 5 months ago. Somebody scraped it, and like there was a picture with like, and there was something called ship energy, and it seemed like there was going to be like a table, like a PVE ship thing.
Oh,
That'd be amazing.
I think I did see that, but
Like
I
a
thought
kind of
that
like
made-
Cantina battles, but with ships.
Yeah, I probably would use Canteen energy if this game, because this game's merciless.
Come on, now I gotta unlock
Okay,
my
wait.
5 out of 80
what
shards
are
old
the
Ben.
ship mods called? What are the ship mods called? It's not in the game. but it's
Hardware,
there
or
if
I
you
think it's
put-
hardware.
Hardware. Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking that it involved hardware if it was going to be a thing.
Do you think?
The
Well,
ship energy?
do you think the Astromechs could be considered hardware for specific ships?
I don't want no more Astromechs, man.
No, I'm talking about like, for instance, like BB-8 could go
If
into
you
post
ship,
Yeah, I'm totally for it.
Our own ship.
but BB-8 would be a pilot. You see, there's a difference between character.
Why don't we get
Characters are
Why
pilots.
don't we get as like just a group? We get Afra, both of her droids, which are like the badass version of C-3PO and R2, and then the Black Kersentin or whatever his name is, who's a bounty hunter and is pretty much like an evil Chewbacca, and he's all black.
Are you talking about him? Yeah, he's Legends though, isn't he?
No, he's canon, I believe. I believe he just became
It
canon
does
recently.
not matter if they're canon. There's guys in the
Does it?
game that aren't canon.
Really?
I
Like
mean,
who?
Pretty sure Darth Nihilus and HK-47 are canon.
Actually, they are.
Do we know this?
HK-47?
No, I don't think.
I know Darth Nihilus is canon. But
don't
I
think-
think Darth Nihilus is questionable, but I'm pretty sure HK-47 is not.
I don't
Yeah,
think
I'd have
they've.
to believe HK being non. No, well, because he was in a video game.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was
but
only in the game. That's it.
But the video game wasn't made canon, and it also wasn't made not canon. So it's kind of in a gray
all
area.
right, back
right
out. Back out. Is
As long as we agree
Logray
is he could get
canon?
Revan.
now. Yeah.
Like, can you watch the original trilogy, see the Ewoks, and be like, oh, there's Wicket, there's Logray.
Dude, you know,
Yeah,
actually, I think you can.
Yeah.
You
I
can,
watched
but they're
that
not
stuff, like, a
really
week ago, and
named.
they totally are there. And
Really?
yeah, they all have massive hats and everything. I was like, no way, I never knew their names.
Dude,
before.
there's fucking Paploo.
Tell
You
you
know,
right
I
now,
mean,
started
what do you guys
farming my
honestly
Ewoks.
think about? What do you guys think about the
What
Ewoks?
adventure
Honestly?
movie?
They're
Ewoks are
incredible.
just another thing to do.
No, they are so good.
As good
So
as
the
bounty
Ewok-
hunters? Nope.
They are really good.
There's
Are
the-
Oh god,
Sorry.
what is this? Wicket,
This is the
Sherpa,
Ewok.
Logray, Tebow. What are these names? Nikki, Nippet, Warok, Grak, Kazak, Rabin, Wuta,
Oh,
Leektar,
these guys aren't in the
Tokat,
game. You get a- we
Nanta,
get
Flitchy. We should have all these
Those-
added.
Those are all the Ewoks. And those, you know why we know those? Because when the movies came out originally, they came out with these cards with all the characters from the movies on them, and these were cards that they had made for the Ewoks. That were official Lucasfilm like merchandise.
Yeah,
So
which
that's-
everything is merchandise. You know,
My
like, that's
my
why-
favorite name out of all those is Leektar.
I don't know, Nip it.
But guys, are the Ewok adventure movies, are those canon or not canon?
They sadly are. There's something that Disney doesn't want to talk about, but Disney is still selling them. So
Because the Christmas special's canon, right?
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh.
Is that piece of crap
Yeah.
canon?
it is sadly.
Like, that's what I mean. This is why I love, there's certain types of people in the world. It's like, with your sci-fi fans, everybody's either a Star Wars fan or a Star Trek fan. And anytime that I meet a Star Wars fan, I will always, just for shits, talk about the superiority of Trek because of the Christmas special. Like, that's
The story behind the Christmas special is hilarious, though. Actually,
Dude, I kind of
I
want to
want-
rewatch the Christmas special now.
even the riff tracks of the canon, or the canon special, the riff tracks of the Christmas special is still unwatchable. It's so boring. It's torturous, man. The first 20 minutes of that, and also it would be great for them to put B. Arthur's canon into the game. Like, what was her name? Like, the barkeeper. That would be so awesome.
Or just have her be like the lady that does the cantina store, you know, when you're like exchanging your currency. She just kind of, what up, I wish they did that a little more in the game,
I want to say it's Mole Eliza, but it's not Mole Eliza.
I want to buy something from Jabba,
Dude,
know
they
what
should
would
add
be
Jabba in the
really
game.
Why does Jabba not hook me up with something? He's got like
Why don't we get the
biggest trade networks,
why don't we get
illegal
the
trade
Death
things in
Stick
the whole
dealer?
galaxy.
We should
I
get the
can't do
Death
anything
Stick
with it.
dealer in the game.
Now that would be a cool shop, the Jabba the
Right?
Hutt's, secret shop.
The smuggler shop or whatever, dude.
Yeah.
And they
Right?
only sell bounty hunters and their gear.
There's something, I don't know.
Just gotta hope.
It would be a character to unlock Carbonite Han.
Yes.
I guess I just feel like Jabba is so big in Star Wars. I
Right.
mean, he's got to just be involved in something besides the Rancor Gamorrean Guard. I don't even think it shows him for that.
The Jabba the Hutt would be perfect for a gear trading in shop where you like trade
Yeah.
in gear.
Yes.
Yeah.
You give
there
him
we
some, he
go.
gives you some, like
Yeah,
a
it'd be
salvage
perfect.
type.
Gives you a random
Or-
gear piece or something. I don't
Or
know.
what if they just did it like a daily, like he has this, and if you have enough of that piece, he'll hook you up with something like
Mhm.
awesome,
Like I have
I would-
yeah,
thousands
it
of
would
some
actually-
piece.
It doesn't
Yeah,
even
like-
have to be amazing. It can just be like, oh, I have 1,000 of this, so here's 100, and then he gives me.
Even if
one,
it's
I don't know,
complete garbage
one.
exchange rates, I'll take it. Like, come on.
Give me
Yeah,
one
exactly.
for 100.
Come on,
green
CG, if you're listening, hit us up.
crap. Yeah.
I mean, I would be so on that. I don't even think I do my tack challenge anymore. It's just like, ugh.
I don't. The only challenge I do now is the strength for them Combantus.
I do all the challenges because why not? You just hit one button.
Ally points.
I hate ally
Yeah.
points.
Yeah, 20.
I always have like 100,000 stacked up. Then I'm like,
Whoa,
oh, now
whoa.
I gotta spend these all, and then I spend like a
Whoa,
week
come on.
spending them all.
Spend them for shards.
You like ally points. You just don't like spending them.
I don't like spending ally points. If
Did
Because
you
you get
see?
some good stuff. You get good stuff out of it.
hey, back up. It's CG, if you're listening, give us an option to mass spend our ally points, please.
Yeah,
Have you seen the
100,
YouTube
100 sliding
videos?
bar.
Have you seen the YouTube videos of the guy who like made a Lego contraption that auto spends the ally points for
What the
him?
hell?
He just puts his phone up to it.
No.
Yeah, he puts his phone up to it, and then it clicks the two buttons.
I
want
wanna
to
see this.
Rapid succession.
I want to see
It's
this.
awesome.
I want
I
to
know
see
that
this.
you can do. I know you can do a little like program on iOS. It only takes like a couple minutes, and you can go boop boop boop.
No.
Excuse me.
Screw software. I want that Lego.
The Lego contraption, yeah.
Well, I
Dog
think
is-
that's. We should probably wrap up. I think because we're kind of.
Yeah,
going
it's been
long.
2 hours.
Can I add something else in just before we end here?
Yeah.
Dark Territory Battle Store. Do you think they're going to add in another character like Hermit Yoda? Like one
I am hoping. They came out with, I believe, 3 or 4 I think it was 3 characters for this territory battles. They had Rolo, CHS, and Hermit Yoda. So I feel like
Captain Han.
I
Oh,
feel like
no, you're scaring me.
they should have more characters for Darkseid.
That's how they're gonna do Revan.
Maybe it should be centered around bounty hunters on Empire Strikes Back, and they should give you Django, Aura Singh, and Bosk. Boom.
Bosk.
They're gonna do a big character for that.
They're going to do
Like,
Hoth. I think we could all agree that Hoth is going to be the dark side territory battle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then it back and then they're gonna give you a falling Palpatine.
Well, like,
No.
what do you? It's rough, but I mean, really, like, are they going to add another like
Unmasked
territory
Vader.
character? Like, would they do that? Would they put another?
I hope they do,
I-
but I doubt it. They're gonna
Yeah,
be
they
like,
have
nope.
to.
I mean,
Well, I
they're
think-
gonna suck the money out of us, so of course they are.
Here's the
But
thing:
why
it's
would
gonna be
you
a
hope they
different
do?
store. It'll be a different store.
I
think
don't
no.
think so. I don't think so. I
It's
think it'll
gonna
be the
be
same
the
same
store.
currency.
It'll
same
be
currency,
so if
separate
you
store
look
for Darkseid.
if you look at Hermit Yoda right now, he gets the first 2 slots in the store. One gives you like 5 shards, the other one gives you 10 shards. Words are fun. But imagine if they give you 5 shards of each, and it's just the dark side one and Hermit Yoda.
But how long would it take to unlock Hermit Yoda, 7-star
Years.
him, and
Just years.
star the dark side character too? It would be insane.
20 years.
Well, you have to decide
Well,
who's
hold
more
on.
important to
Yeah,
you.
exactly.
Keep in mind, you're gonna be maxing out TV more and more, like as
Mhm.
each week goes by. So
Like soon
it's gonna be
enough,
more and more.
us at Gamma, we're gonna be hitting that 31 star milestone soon, and I know Alpha is getting close to that 45.
So
And you gotta think a lot of people just bulked up their Phoenix to get Thrawn too, so
That's
that's
a
another
huge
spot.
boost
You know,
in
it's just
GP
like this
and
spot, that
currency.
spot. And then in whatever December we'll get CLS again, and that'll be another huge jump.
You think he'll come in November or December?
Who CLS?
I-
December.
I saw a thing that said December 2nd.
That was the Reddit post of someone who predicted all the event times.
I just remember
Seems
they were
kinda
talking about it
soon.
on RSG.
Because like if it was a legendary event, I would see that happening. But I feel like they want to make them a little more exclusive.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's that's hard with the meta though. Like he's too big.
Well, he's also needed for
So
territory.
they just
battle.
leave it like one time out
Also
of
got
the year.
Jedi Ray coming.
yeah,
If you saw the
exactly.
trailer, Luke got scared of Jedi Ray.
Exactly.
Dude, you just said it exactly. He's needed for territory battles. Do you know how bad that's going to be if people have to wait another 4 months
Mhm.
to be able to do that? To even do that battle? Come on.
Yeah.
I just don't see them like. I mean, it's just overwhelming how long it's going to take me to unlock Hermit Yoda. I mean, even if I was focusing on Hermit Yoda, which I'm not, it's like, I mean, you just need so much currency.
Oh, man.
and You only get a certain amount, even if you're
Mhm.
maxing 5 stars. It's still
I feel like no, but along with that, the fact is, right now that we're still in the 24-hour cadence, and if they do switch back to the 12 hours, which I'm not sure if they will anymore.
Well, how the hell are they going to do that? I mean, they're going to have a dark side territory battle running with a light side territory
No,
battle.
it'll be alternating.
No, they already confirmed. I'm pretty sure that they said they're going to alternate.
Okay, but I mean, it's just going to kill. I mean, it's going to be constant bullshit from a guild management standpoint. Like, it's hard enough
Yeah,
to
it's
get
going to be a lot of work. But think about it, when more characters come out, like when they release Rey and release more people, that's going to bump your galactic power and stuff up
Mhm.
a lot. So
More
you're gonna get
characters
more
come out, the
stars.
easier TB's gonna be.
Yeah, eventually you're not even going to need everybody.
It's
you know?
eventually just gonna be like Rancor. Get one person to solo and
Yeah.
everyone else goes to 0. Done.
I don't see how that's possible. Even if you double your galactic
Think about it.
power,
Not literally,
No.
but you know what I mean. Like eventually it's gonna be pretty easy. Like I'm not now, maybe in a year or so, but it's gonna be easier soon.
Oh man, I want to ask you guys a really quick question since you
Yeah.
brought up CLS. So they confirmed dark side territory battles, right? So
Yep.
who is the CLS of dark side
Thrawn.
territory battles?
That's it. Just Thrawn, easily.
Has to be Thrawn,
Has to
Right?
be 100%.
but
What do you
okay,
make the
so
next
wait.
Kylo?
Unless
So
it
if it is Thrawn, then it would have to be something that he was involved in, right? So it's got to be
No.
something from Rebels or the book.
Mm,
Just like Luke. Where does Luke come from? You know, he's the Hoth guy. I mean, right? They
What do
have
you-
to be applicable.
Or maybe they
No.
could do it. Just throw an idea out there. Maybe they're doing
I
it
know,
this
'Cause I
way.
saw a
It's
lot of
Empire
predictions on the
Strikes
TV,
Back.
So
Instead, it's
Look,
Empire
I would
Strikes
love
Back.
to see them to do like the battle of, the latest battle from the Rebels show. That'd be awesome. But I don't think they're going to do that. I don't think it has enough significance. you know?
what do you mean the CLS of dark side territory battle?
like in TV, there's only one unique guy that you need. That's a legendary guy that you need, and it's CLS, and you need him to even do that node or whatever.
Okay, so you mean a character that's required for a node to do?
Yeah, but what if they
he's
pull it off this
specific-
way?
But I'm saying specific to the map because everything on the whole map is based around him.
Yes,
no,
but
it's not
what
gonna
I'm
be fun. It's going
You
to be
know,
fun shit.
Why did you get Captain Han? Because he's the guy that saves Luke. Why do you have all these other people? That's because they were in the movie. That's why it's the Hoth rebel soldier and the scout. So if they're gonna go that way, I mean it's gonna be exactly the same, but just a different
But
theme.
you would need. You're going to need Veers. You're going to need.
Yeah, if it's Empire, that's what I'm thinking. If it's Empire, it might be Unmasked Vader. That's who I'm putting my chips on.
I don't know.
That's the
I
only
think
guy
you're
I
Unmasked Vader though. I
I
don't see
think you're
that
going to
happening.
need Thrawn and
He's
Thrawn
from
shit.
Empire Strikes Back.
Who's that?
No, what I'm saying,
From
what if they
the
take
movie
what if they take my twist on everything? They make it Empire Strikes Back. They do a legendary event for Jango Fett, and 2 characters you also get are Aura Singh and Bosk, and boom, it's all bounty hunter centered.
I don't think
Easy,
that's going to happen.
solved. I
Yeah,
did it,
I think
guys.
the best one would probably be the new Kylo Ren. They might make it. They may make him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They already said Jakku is gonna be the.
Mm-hmm. So
versus
that
Guild
yeah, that's
That's
guild versus guild.
Wars.
Maybe
Yeah,
that.
It just made me think that they wouldn't base it in the same type of zone.
Yeah, no, they're going to do an Empire one for sure.
Okay.
Before we
Yeah,
go,
yeah, pretty bad.
There's one last thing that I think would be interesting just to have a quick conversation about.
Yeah, how about it?
Is the Last Jedi trailer. What based on that trailer, what characters do you think we will get from that movie? based on-
I'm saying a Jedi Rey, another Han, maybe another Luke, possibly Snoke. Though I think they're gonna wait for the final movie to be released to add Snoke.
Eight Snokes.
Well, wait. Notoriously, in the second movie, that's when all the evil and bad stuff
Yep,
happens. And then
exactly.
the third movie is when all the good stuff happens. So, don't you think Snoke would come out in the second movie?
Well,
Yes,
based
but
on-
I don't know.
Based on the trailer, Snoke performed some pretty insane Force stuff in this
Mhm.
movie.
Yeah.
So it seems to me like they're going to reveal his powers and all sorts of
Hopefully.
stuff like that.
Hopefully they
And if
reveal
they
who
do
he is
that-
officially.
Well, and if they do that, if they reveal stuff about him, then it would be fine for them to release him as a character at
Yeah.
that point.
I mean, he might need a rework once the final movie comes out and they change him a little bit. But I feel like it would be really solid to release Snoke, along with Battlefront 2. I think it would be a rise of a nice First Order Empire combination team, like we
Honestly,
talked about
they-
earlier.
If they do Snoke, don't you think it would be a legendary event a couple months later?
Yeah.
Probably
Maybe.
be the dark side TB character.
Oh shoot, you're right.
Yeah.
If they released a lot of First Order guys in the next month, then I would totally get on board with that. But as it sits right now, there's only 5 of them, so
Yep.
I don't know.
Well, I
What
think you'd
First
have.
Order do you think they'll release? With
They
Just
still have to
fires.
release.
We need to have
Oh,
General
the
Hux.
Knights of
We need
Ren?
the new Kylo.
Knights of Ren. They haven't released Knights of Ren yet.
I
Probably
haven't. They
have
weren't even in the
But
trailer.
are they
Do you
First
think-
Order?
Yeah, they're First
The
Order.
Praetorian Guards.
Praetorian Guard.
Yeah,
I like that. I like the guard. Yeah, I think that's one for sure.
Oh,
New
I feel
tank
like
would be nice.
Other than that, and probably another Phasma even.
Spear Phasma.
Sadly, like I don't want to say it, but I bet we get another Phasma. Another
I mean, be
Phasma,
careful
another
about-
Kylo.
Another Finn.
Because I mean, when the third movie comes out, what are we gonna get, a third version of these characters?
I don't
Probably.
know.
They'll
That'd
be
be sad.
super legendary events.
Would it really surprise you?
Whatever
There
you
are
come
4
on.
Hans. I mean, there's 4 Hans, for God's sakes. There's going to be how many Leias, how many Lukes.
Depending on what the progression of the characters looks like, we could, I mean, I have a strong feeling that Kylo and Rey are going to look completely different going into the last movie.
I'm kind of thinking that there's going to be a Dark Side Legendary in November that's unrelated to The Last Jedi.
What do you think it'll be?
I have no idea what it's going to be, but just to tie out the numbers for the year, it kind of makes sense that they would have one more Dark Side. Because who's going to disagree? Everybody knows that Lightsaber Rey is coming.
You think it'll be Sith or
So what if she's Dark Side?
lightsaber Rey? You mean?
Yeah, what if she's Dark Side?
I think they're going to do that right now. I think they might bend towards the direction of more.
You
in
know,
the
what if
middle.
what if Snoke gets her on board at the end of the movie?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just saying it'd be
But
pretty
they-
great.
but she's coming out before the movie, so they wouldn't reveal that plot point in the game.
Is she
Yes,
coming
that
up?
makes sense.
Yeah,
They
they
have-
had one light side character before the movie that's a familiar face.
Okay.
I didn't know they said it was light side. I just heard familiar face.
Sorry, it was one familiar face that's coming
Yeah,
out before the movie.
in November.
I hope
That's
it's
what I was
I
talking
hope it's
about.
Kylo.
I don't know.
Is
I think
he-
it's gonna be
You
Rey.
consider him a familiar face?
I mean,
That
it's
sounds
pretty
like
Because
a
we're actually gonna
Blu-ray.
get to see his face this time.
I could see that, but I don't know. I feel
What if
like
it's a
Rey
clone?
is-
That'd be funny.
That actually would be funny. That would be hilarious.
No, they said it was from the Last
a
Jedi.
familiar face.
It's Rex. It's Rex from Rebels, dude.
Yep.
Like old man Rex.
Old man
I
Rex.
love
Fat,
that.
overweight,
Give him
middle-aged man,
synergy.
right?
Give him synergy with Fulcrum Ahsoka. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And then he brings clones back, dude, and then they're good.
And
All right. We're just wrapping this up now, I guess.
Yeah, I think we should sign off here.
before we close out. Do you guys think that this whole legendary event is going to become a regular thing? Because they seem to, like, before
feel
they
it,
used to be
yes.
super rare.
Yeah.
And now it feels like they're popping out. Even ships are starting to get legendary events. So you guys think they're going to start popping out these guys like every couple of months?
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
it's gonna start becoming way more
Yeah.
common. And instead of getting like how they had Palpatine and Yoda back in the day, they started alternating every month, and we were like, wow, look, they're alternating every month. Now they're gonna have like one this week, and then the next week they're gonna have this one. The next week they're gonna have this one. It's gonna become significantly more common, I feel.
I think it'll be at least once a month, if not once.
Like think about it. This month we got Thrawn. I feel like later we're probably gonna
a
get
new
more.
one? You're saying a new one every month?
No. I'm saying no. I don't know what he's saying.
Will run.
I'm saying that like there's gonna be at least like two every month probably.
I see that are running like active.
Yeah, that are
Yeah,
running
yeah.
active.
New
And
ones,
then
I'd probably
they'll introduce.
they're gonna introduce new ones, of course, but
And
Yeah.
how often do we think that they'll continue to introduce new ones?
6
'Cause what,
months.
we just had BB-8. We just had the ship. We
Every
just had
3 months.
PLS.
Yeah,
Every
Guys, I
3
think
months.
it's going to be because I think the trend of the game is like they're catering to players who are developed, that spend money, that play the game. So
Mhm.
they're going to just have legendary events after legendary events, which for a new person is going to be insane because you're going to see this character and you're going to want it, but you have no way to get it because
Yeah, but then for those whales, it's like, oh look, I can spend my money on this thing now.
Yeah,
Akuma.
that works for me because it like the Thrawn ship. I don't think it's game breaking, so I hope that they're burning money on it.
I
Yeah,
think
you
Ron
want
ship is-
whales.
Dawn ship,
Dawn ship
honestly,
isn't-
it doesn't seem that great.
Oh, I think it seems great, but
Yeah.
it's still gonna be. It's not gonna change the dynamic.
It's not like CLS for Arena.
See,
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
yeah.
complain. I'm not gonna complain about new legendaries as they come out with them, like people like to do, because
Yeah,
whales is how the
either.
game survives.
Mhm.
I'm not a whale, but whales is how the game survives, and so anytime they do that and it causes people to spend money that like to spend money, I'm all for it because that just means the game is gonna survive for a longer period of time.
Yeah, if
You know.
anybody here would anybody here disagree if there was some guy out there like, hey, I'll pay all the dollars, you could put, I don't know, Darth Revan and whoever else, and I'll pay for it.
Hell yeah.
Who would say no?
We get him in the game, and the game gets to survive.
We'd be like, this guy's a hero.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
I actually think it's not quite so whale driven. I think a successful game is fueled by dolphins and not
Yeah.
whales. Whales
yeah, but
are-
I think whales help a lot.
Mhm.
I'm just
Well-
saying there shouldn't be any shame in catering to whales, because who cares? Like,
I mean,
Well, no, I'm with you on that, but like I just want to say that like for a new player, it'll just get to the point where I think it's very unfriendly for a person to start this game.
well, wait, that only depends if they make the requirements crippling. Like, if they're like, hey, new legendary event, Mother Talzin, but if you don't like need her for everything, then it really doesn't matter.
Sure, it's
that's
much more
just it.
crippling than needing an entire roster of characters that you don't have to
Mhm.
participate in territory
that's
battle.
just
I mean,
it. They
it's
did
like,
But you know, it's already like that.
they did a really good job with Phoenix, right? That is really good for new players to be able to come into the
They're
game.
easy to
work on
farm.
this one
They're easy to farm.
Yeah,
They're
pretty-
pretty useful in different aspects of the game. Not top tier, not game breaking. They're pretty useful though, and they get you Thrawn, who's an extremely good character.
Whoa, not just Thrawn. You get Thrawn, you can get Palpatine, then you're 2 out of 5 towards Yoda. I mean, they give you a lot more than
And
just
then
that.
you can do territory battles with them. You can do galactic war.
They are
and
a
you know,
very
you could probably even
well-rounded
hold
team.
Top 100 in arena. You could probably hold top
Yeah.
100 in arena with them. So-
Like if I was a new
I
player,
think so.
first thing I would
I don't
do
know.
would, if I was to completely restart, I'd go just farm up 5 scoundrels for the scoundrel events, and then just straight Phoenix, focus down Phoenix.
I might
Would
actually
you
say
focus
to
on
go,
Phoenix or
New
New
Hope?
Hope characters? Yeah.
Yeah, whoever said that, high five, dude. I was just saying New
Right.
Hope. I think I would.
I'd do both. I mean, you could do both.
Because then as soon as you came up with it, boom, your CLS would pop, and yeah, bam.
You get
No
CLS,
resistance.
you get CLS, you can solo every aspect of the game.
I think Resistance is smart too. Like if you do Phoenix, New Hope, and Resistance, that's a really good start for the game. But what's not
Yeah,
in
Resistance is good too, but that's only available when you get a little farther.
What's a
right?
what's a
'Cause
common
Poe
theme
is
of
not-
everything we're talking about though? Light side.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
but
like,
here's the thing is, all those
continue
light
shot.
side teams can be used to get dark side characters. So you get like 3 or 4 dark side characters with those light side characters.
Yeah, that's how you get Thrawn, like we were just saying, and you need 5 of the Empire guys to get
R2.
R2 if you were gonna go that way.
All right. Yeah, I guess we
Vader.
should like officially sign off now.
definitely check us out.
Excuse my pigeons in the back.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Are you like the Birdman of Sigma?
Sure, why not? I thought it was the bounty hunter man, but Birdman can be a second thing.
All the
Alright.
good bounty hunters use pigeons, dude.
Of course,
Everybody knows
of
that.
course. All right, thanks for watching, guys. I guess. Hi, I'm Face. Check out my YouTube. Gonna plug myself, Face66 on YouTube. Check it out for some high quality bounty hunter content. All right.
I've been Valen. It's great being on here and talking to everyone. I hope that everybody enjoyed the podcast.
The founder of Sigma himself is here. He's not talking, but he's still here. And
It's probably like 4 a.m. in
yeah,
England.
he's probably asleep. All right. Guess that's it. Bye.
All right.
It was fun.
Bye.